What up, world? It's your boy Brad back at it one time with the Lightning Tiger, Governor Ernie Shell. And today, hang on, I'm going to drop my cigarette. There's the notifications. Most people's stuck in the house. Most people's not got nothing to do but watch football today. So if you're not watching football, we're going to do a shoot interview like we did Buff Bagwell the other day. And we're going to give some people a minute or two to get in here, and then we're going to do just a live story interview with Ernie about him and Shelby and his family growing up.
Let me turn some light on here, Brad. Hold a second.
My computer's over here going crazy. Yep, my computer's over here. Sup, Ivan? Everybody else? Whoa, did I mute anybody? Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. Did I mute you? Let's see, what did I do? I accidentally muted you.
Oh, I'm good. I had to turn the light on and stuff, get some light turned.
Well, let's start with what's currently going on with Mr. Ernie Shell.
Well, you've seen it, ain't you, on the Minneapolis stuff? I tell you, man.
I got to cut this music down. Go ahead. So, how much longer does Ernie Shell plan on staying in Minnesota?
Well, I actually lucked up with something last time. Yesterday was pretty wild.
Yeah.
That was wild. I'm going to tell you right now, I literally just got out of that smoke effect and stuff, that tear gas. And I'm telling you right now, man, I had the worst dreams ever last night, man. It was crazy. But I could feel it's still in me, man. I was like, oh, shit. So today they're doing the thing with their National Guard. They have the State Guard there. They have the Minnesota State Guard is what they got called out. That's the people I showed you last night. And they're helping the law enforcement, and they're helping the protesters. They're not for federal officers there.
Ahoy, and welcome aboard.
So what's getting ready to happen is the National Guard will come in, and I think it's going to be war. I mean, you've seen those streets. You got to see that, right?
Yeah.
You see how everything's piled up, man. And the thing about it is, they got it soaked with fuel. It's soaked. You can get up to it and you can smell it. So, and you've seen those barrels, those 50-gallon barrels, right?
Full. Yeah, I see that.
So they get ready to light that place up, man. If it was summertime, this place here would already be lit up.
Okay, well, I got a question or something I seen myself. You was live somewhere around some food, and you said, this might have been 2 days ago, you said they're paying them. They're paying them right in front of you. So who's paying who up there? Do you think people?
Oh God! I showed.
Who's funding the protest?
They're paying them $22 to $24 an hour starting out. Who wouldn't? I mean, think about it. Who wouldn't?
Who's paying them though?
It's the Democrats are paying them. George Soros, all them. That's where it's coming at. Dude, they were delivering baseball bats. So you know they're not up there playing baseball, right? They had trucks coming in. Well, you seen it? I showed you guys the people coming off the bus and stuff. Like they was hauling them in. So when Alex Pretty got shot yesterday, I was there after about 20 minutes after he got shot, right? We was on scene. There was
Yeah.
there was 8 people, bro. And 1 hour to 2 hour, well, the next hour, there was thousands. And they stayed up there. I mean, they shut everything down. There's nothing up there running. You can't do anything with it.
What's the weather right now? I'm
Let me
not
look
looking
at
at your
it.
weather. I'm just
It's
looking.
probably -8 or something. I don't know.
So are you going back out today, or are you just resting today, or what?
I'm resting a little bit today. It'll be, if I go out, it'll be tonight. And it's going to be later on tonight. So, because I'm thinking something's going to go on with it tonight. I know that they've activated the National Guard. So let's just see where that goes.
Well, Kentucky said you stole all those people's food.
Look,
I'm just reading
it's there.
comments.
It's there. It's there. And I mean, I wouldn't call it. I really, I wouldn't call it stealing. I would call it, feeding the hunger.
Well, for once, I gotta say that any dollar you made up there, you've deserved it because you've been right in the middle of the shit alone. Uh, Credit where credit's due. Oh, wait, look at
Right
that.
after I got through that first tear gas stuff, man, I literally went right back out there, and they shot one, and you can see it on my live. It lands right in front of my feet, man, and I see it go. And so I turned this way, and there's already one because you can't see with the hood, right? You got the hood running on. There's one going off right beside me. I'm like, oh my God, you can see me. I got the phone under this right here, and I just jet, man. And you hear boom, 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 boom. They was clearing that area out. But there was people, and what the baddest thing about it, was badass about it, is it's just a big smoke screen, right? And all of a sudden, these ICE agents walk through it like stormtroopers. Badass, man. They got their mask on and stuff, and they're just marching forward, man. There's like 25, 30 of them just marching through the smoke screen and stuff. It's pretty badass. I thought that was bad. That would have been perfect for like a movie shot or a commercial, man. All that smoke going, man, and all of a sudden that tear gas, and all of a sudden you just see them just come through it. It's wild. I thought that was badass.
Oh, yeah. Before we get into starting back at day one, Aisha's always been pretty cool. Why didn't you throw her business right up on the screen right before you ended your chat? You should.
She made me mad because she's the one that says I'm stalking her and all this and stuff. And I see the shit she does, man. I just don't think it's right, Brad. And, if you're going to come to me in my messages and you're going to be cool with me, and then you're going to go on somebody else's live or something, and you're going to be in the chat and you're going to run your mouth, I ain't got no use for you. I ain't got no use for you at all. I just don't. I don't do people that way. I never do that. I would never do that. If I don't like you, got a problem with you, I say it in front of your face. I don't go around that. I don't do that shit.
Well,
Never do.
I got to give Aisha credit for something. I accidentally hadn't spoke to her in months, and I accidentally sent her some money the other day trying to send it to Ashley, and woke her up, and she sent it right back. A lot of people you ain't spoke to in months would just ignore it and keep your money.
They really know you kept it. That's good of her. And I ain't got no problem with her. I just don't like seeing the shit she puts out there about me. And I'm like, well, whatever the hell. And to be honest with you, my new lookout on life and everything, the way I look at it. I mean, after yesterday, and I see, look, here's the thing. Everybody's like, you're not going to go. You're not going to go. Brad, you knew that I was already up there. I was already up here, right? I was talking to you during the whole damn thing, man. So they didn't see the videos that I did outside the lives. So I did that just so I could screenshot it. And those people, they could eat it pretty much is why I done that for. Because I've been up here. Just because I hadn't been out. And it was I was so eager to go out too. And I was like, I gotta wait. Because I knew that rally was coming up. And I knew 50,000 people would be there. And that way they could say, oh, well, there's no way he's free because he was in that thing with 50,000 people. I was there. I literally got freaking stabbed, bro, by one of the protester signs. It cut my jacket. My jacket's over there in my shirt, ripped it. I didn't know what the hell happened.
Well, you know what? Let me copy the link. Hang on, I may have to jump out of chat to copy it on my phone.
Oh my God. Oh Lord, man, I broke 40 fucking hells right there. Lord Jesus. You know what? They don't make this shit like they used to. Damn thing, I swear to God. Damn it. I don't have to be somebody shit. Damn, Brad. You jumped out and I dropped every damn thing. I'm good.
I'm stuck on this homemade gravy bowl my lovely woman made me.
Gravy. Oh, damn. I wish I could get gravy and biscuit here. God bless.
There's the link. Yeah, what I was gonna say about Ernie get snapped, no shit. Whoever got the tail end of that blood, I feel sorry for them. Whoever grabbed that shit.
No, it's a big ass sign, man. The way they put their shit together had nails sticking out of it. Shit, I believe had a staple wrapped around it or something. I don't know. And I wasn't paying attention. I was looking over this way. And I tried to get this sign, and on StreamYard you can't zoom in with a camera. And I was getting closer, and it got me, and I was like, "Fuck."
Constant Sue is in the house.
Hey, can I have a minute and 36 seconds to remind Ernie of what God wants him to do in his own words? Okay, can you share my screen?
You mean
Now, Ernie, every time you talk to a woman that you think slightly disses you, you go in on their looks. And let me remind you of some little words you said back in 2022.
It's getting ready to be really, really rough with the Katie situation.
If you have to mess with someone's looks or something to get over your point, you're not going to get your point across. It's sad. And as soon as they start talking about, her physical appearance or whatever, then pretty much,
It's getting ready to be really, really rough with the Katie situation.
they say they're Christian and they're doing it on God's work. That ain't God's work. First off, God's work don't do that, You remember the little kids making fun of a certain prophet and everything? Remember that? So you don't do that. You don't do people that way. You don't make fun of people, and you just don't, because it's not their choice. Who they look like. I don't get to pick what I look like. You don't get to pick what you look like. We can all have surgeries and whatever, but we can use filters, but we don't get to pick and choose what we look like, right? It's just what God wants us to be.
It's getting ready to be really, really rough with the Katie situation.
So, with that being said, anytime somebody automatically reverts to picking on someone or just, saying something about their looks, they automatically lose.
You've lost.
Good deal.
Remember staying on. And also, before I go, I don't know if you noticed it on the news or not last night, but BG on the Scene was live all night, and I watched it. They cleaned up all the streets. They picked up all the pallets, all the wood, all the roadblocks are gone, and those barrels that you said were full of kerosene. Well, they must have had a hazardous spill like hell, because they were picking them up with the backhoe and throwing them right in the dumpster. In the dump trucks. Just, like it was nothing. I didn't see anything spill out of any of them, so I don't know what you saw, but the streets are all clean.
Obviously, they're picking them up with a backhoe. That shows you they're too heavy to pick up with humans, right? So that right there. Okay.
Well, they were picking the pallets up with backhoe too.
Okay. Okay.
They were throwing all the shit on the backhoe, and then the backhoe would dump it.
Okay, so you're saying nothing's going to happen up here right now, right? Nothing's going to happen. Nothing's going to be cool, right?
Well, there's no pallets in the street to burn, and there's no kerosene.
Okay, so they just picked it all up. That's good.
And threw it all in the dumpster. I watched them all night long.
And how many streets did they do that way?
They did the street that he died on, I know for sure. They did the cross streets. They had the cops out there. They had all the cops out there. They had all the city crew out there. They had probably 6 backhoes, 6 dump trucks, 6 garbage trucks. So I don't know. I didn't. They were going down each street.
Are they piling it up right now again?
No, they got it all dumped and
It's all
cleared.
up. Okay. So what are they doing right now then?
I don't know. I haven't watched it today yet.
No, you don't know. You ain't watched nothing. You never watched nothing. Why don't you go look on the news what they're doing right now? Go look on the news. But before you come up here and you think that you're going to insert your whatever intelligence that you have, why don't you go and check it twice before you do it again? Okay, please. Because it makes you
I'll
look
do it
stupid.
right now.
You go ahead and go do it. Hurry up, hurry up. You can do it right now. Hurry up. Bring it back up.
BG on the scene had excellent
BG
coverage.
on the scene. That's good. Good
He
deal.
had 17,000 viewers.
Bye.
And he
Good
doesn't
deal.
comment when he's doing his video. He sees more than just the concrete, and we can see the whole scene. And he doesn't speak. He just shows you the scene as it is, so you can interpret it however you want to interpret it.
Right.
But,
Okay, good deal, good deal. Just like you interpreted them to the pins you need, right?
But there you go, Ernie, talking about things God don't want you to.
What? God wants me to tell you, Constance, you don't need those depends. All you got to do is get your sorry ass up off that couch and go to the bathroom, lady. You can move. You can walk. You can go to that casino. The money that I sent you for the pins, you went and took it to the casino. That's all I need to know about you. That's all I need to know about you. Simple.
Debate me on the argument at hand, not an ad hoc.
The argument at hand is you need a breathing machine so you can even talk, okay? So if you do your exercises normally, like you should do, you'll be okay.
You don't know what you're talking about.
And remember, Constance, not every one of these people in the chat want to chip their kids, right?
I'll be back in a minute. Hold on. Thanks, Brad.
We're talking about somebody that wants to put a GPS in their kids. So that right there just tells me.
So my dog.
Good deal.
Constance is my friend.
Yeah, man.
You guys don't get along.
That's never go anywhere.
You all don't get along.
I don't. I ain't got nothing for her. Nothing for her. Do I have anything for her? No, I do not. I would not help her if it was life depended on it. I would not help her.
Well, okay, so we've been through Minnesota. You want to go back to the start of your life? I know everybody in here's done heard it, but let's go back to your first memory of life. What was the first thing you remember in life?
I've never been asked that.
See, I can interview a motherfucker. Excuse my language. I'm trying to not even cuss, believe it or not.
I think it was running through the house. Wait a minute. My first memory in life would be laying in the baby bed with the little thing up above my head, I believe, and my dad walking toward me. I kind of blanked out, but I think that's it. Not really sure.
So from the first memory of your life being that, growing up, what was it like before Shelby was born? Because you're what, 3.5, 4 years older than Shelby?
What am I? 4 years or something like that, maybe. So
he was born in 82, wasn't he?
39, 81, 84, I think.
I know he's my age, or around my age anyway.
Yeah, he's around your age, but I think I'm like 4 years older than him or something. Melissa was next, and she's a year. What is she? Almost 2 years younger than I am. Then Shelby.
Okay, so what was life like before Shelby was born? Can you remember it?
Not really.
What's your first memories of Shelby?
I've never been asked these questions.
Well, I come with stuff that I want to know personally, since there's been so much.
I'm trying to think, man. First memory of Shelby was him in a baby bed. I think he was in a baby bed. And we had a little, Shelby likes to crawl out of the baby bed, and we had a little brown rocking horse, and I remember
I
trying,
mean,
trying to get him to get out of the bed, and we would get on that rocking horse. He was just a little bit old fella, and I remember helping him get out of bed. I remember that because the rails was up and stuff like that. So yeah, I believe that's the first memory ever. God, buddy,
yeah, well, we're going back to the early 80s.
I've
Man,
never been in I've never been in this. I didn't think this. I didn't think too far ahead on this.
so what about so where was you living when Shelby was born? Black Mountain?
No, Poundy Mill,
Where?
Poundy Mill.
Pounding Mill?
Yeah, you remember where Shane King used to live up on the trailer there up on the hill?
I'm trying to think of where Pounding Mill's at.
Redbud, in the Redbud there.
Oh, okay.
Coming around town.
Gotcha.
There used to be a store right there. And it goes over, on the hill that trailer is, right?
Yeah.
That's where I used to live at.
Okay. So when you was a child, well, I was gonna get to that, Mr. Nobody. Growing up, He-Man, Thundercats, G.I. Joe, Transformers, Smurfs, Garth, Denver, The Last Dinosaur. What was your favorite cartoons growing up?
Probably there's three of them. I liked He-Man, I liked Thundercats, and I love Transformers.
Yeah, I figured you'd be like me, more into G.I. Joe too. But
I was there on the ending part of it. Like I say, I liked it when like my first or like my favorite of all time GI Joe characters are Storm Shadow and probably Flint.
I could see Flint, you and Flint. If you was a G.I. Joe character, I could see you as a Flint. I could see that. My favorite would have been probably Zartan and the Dreadnoks and Destro. I'm more of a Cobra than a G.I. Joe.
Well, I liked Serpentina too. So it was
Serpentor.
yeah, Serpentor, Serpentina.
Yeah.
I remember the
Globulus,
Cobra thing. That's
Cobra
all.
Commander.
I wasn't much into the Cobra Commander until the movies. I liked the Retaliation movie. I liked the dress up, the cosplay stuff he wore. I like that. I like that helmet he wore. I like that.
So, okay, so what's your earliest memories of you and Shelby being old enough to like go outside and play?
BB gun war.
Baby gum. I heard
Yeah,
that.
most definitely.
I heard that. So, well, what about back to Transformers, right quick? Tell me about Transformers. Who was your favorite? Are you a Decepticon or an Autobot?
Optimus Prime.
Okay, I dig that. I dig that. Streets are clean. Protesters are moving along the sidewalk in an orderly fashion. I've seen that BG on the scene lately a lot everywhere. I've seen that YouTuber, whoever that is, on CNN or Fox or somewhere. They was using this footage. But anyway, okay, so when you and Shelby was young and it's the mid 80s, we'll say about 88, 89, you was probably starting to get into wrestling about that. What's your first memories of wrestling?
Oh my God, wrestling. Probably the Mega Powers.
Okay. Savage and Hogan, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I remember that too well.
So when I was younger, I got to meet Savage. That's the first wrestler I ever met in real life, was Randy Savage, because of all the women he dated in Kentucky. You know about that.
Yes, yeah, I
So,
know a lot of people.
I got to. I mean, that was like one of the first. That's probably. Let me see. Let me make sure. That's the first wrestler I ever met in my life was Randy Savage.
Now,
And
was this pre-WWE or during WWE? Or WWF at the time?
No, this is definitely WWF.
Because when he was before that, him and his dad and his brother, the Genius, Sleeping Lanny, owned a promotion in Lexington. That's
Lexington's were, well, the bars and stuff and all that. That's how that came about.
that's why he screwed so many women in southeastern Kentucky. I was locked up with the Federalists First to God, Macho Man's his daddy, but I don't know, he a little slow. But I know
No,
women
but
here in Orland that screwed
I'm gonna tell you
Jacob
right
Snake
now,
Roberts
Savage,
too.
he's a brawler, man. I mean, like Buff was saying, you know what, when he was talking about how things go, how people just evolve and all that. That's just like they went from nothing, and then one day it was something. So think about it; it hit overnight. So, and that's where things happen. I mean, I've had that happen to me too as well. Things
Where'd you
hit
meet?
overnight for.
Yeah. Where'd you meet Randy Savage at?
Uh,
I got you, Tarek Simp.
it was in Lexington.
I've seen him wrestle in Lexington a couple of times, but I never met him.
No, I'll tell you how, because I think it might have been one of my dad's people or something like that. He was dating, let's put it this way, Randy had a girlfriend. Let's just say a girlfriend. And I knew that we was playing as kids and shit. So I knew I got to meet him for that. I was just a kid. I was only probably 13, 14 years old, maybe.
Okay. So was he in the WWF still, or had he
He was, he
transitioned?
was, he was WWF.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I seen him wrestle up there. They did a double shot, which means they wrestle at 12 or 1 in the day, and then they go some to like in Lexington, then they wrestle Louisville later that night. And I seen him and Crush wrestle in 92 in Rupp Arena in a daytime show. Seen Andre the Giant and Haku wrestle the first time I went, the Ultimate Warrior. I see Ric Flair, Roddy Piper wrestle in Rupp Arena, Bret Hart, but I never went to a WCW, only WWF and TNA. I went to AEW too, though. But anyway, so back to the somebody was wanting to know, as in Mr. Nobody, your favorite Rambo movie.
I'm dead set on like two of them. I love the first one. Well, actually, oh God, I love the first one and Last Blood. The first one and the last one definitely, but I also like the one where he hits that guy with the arrow, part 4. I like that one too.
Okay, let me ask you this just off Arnold or Sylvester?
Stallone, 100%.
Stallone.
Yeah.
Okay. So growing up, when I first seen you on Facebook was during your days of the hockey masks. So growing up, was you terrified? You're 3 years older than me. I was terrified of Jason.
Yeah,
Michael
man.
Myers,
And that's
Freddy
the funny thing.
Krueger. Was
I
you?
would go hunt. I would go hunt with my papa. I remember the first Friday the 13th movie. Everybody thinks the first Friday, and I'll tell you how it happened. So, me and Shelby done this together. Me and Shelby actually done this. Okay, so we found out that Dallas Blevins and Sandra Blevins lived above us. Okay, if you take the road to go to it, it's a longer way. We could take the trail, which is the wooded area, up goes behind their house and stuff. My mama and papa's with my mama and papa's at the time. And we would go, and Dallas had thousands of VCR tapes, thousands upon thousands. And if you remember those VCR tapes, they'd hold about 6 hours worth of movies, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you could put 2 or 3 movies on one tape. That was the thing. And, they'd be stacked up. And I never will forget this. We went up there, and I started talking with Dallas because Dallas, and here's what got me started in this. Dallas helped me with my science project. We had Dallas Blevins.
Oh.
He's an older kind of person, older person. Went to church with us, and I made it through church. So I had to have a science project, and I couldn't come up with nothing. And everybody's doing volcanoes and tornadoes, shit like that. I came up. I said, I'm going to make a real electric chair. So what I did is I had a Castle Grayskull. You know the little chair that sits in it, it turns, right? The trap door. Well, it wouldn't work. It was broke. So I took that chair and I used that for the chair that we put something in to, you know, am I video feed or something? Am I echoing?
No.
Okay. So I took that chair and Dallas was an electrician. And I was like, how can we turn this thing into an electric chair where it actually works? I mean, literally, it actually works. And to get a high enough wattage to be able to do it, it was pretty much. So he said, I'll tell you what we can do. We can simulate it working. And so I built it up in school because it was like a week we had to do it or whatever. So we had to tell what we were going to do and do a presentation before we had an actual project, right? So everybody's bringing their stuff. You know, they're like, oh, they're reading this. I would like to make this and that. It gets my time to go up there and I'm saying, oh, I'd like to make a electric chair. And the teacher's eyes automatically like, wait, electric chair? What are you talking about? Like they do the death penalty, electric chair. Electric chair. Like, yeah, something I can put a mouse in, put a little thing over its head, and dude, ask the teacher. They'll tell you the same thing. And
Now,
everybody's
what
like,
grade was you in?
man, God, let me think. I'll get this in a minute. I say probably, say, was it Mr. It went Mr. Hughes, Miss Manford. No, what Miss Manford? That's fourth grade. Fifth grade. I probably in the freaking Miss Lewis, third grade.
Okay, so we're talking still in the 80s, definitely.
Oh yeah,
Late 80s.
87, 88. Same time camp was. Camp 89 went to Camp Nathaniel, Camp Howard. Okay, yeah, about 89, 90, something like that.
Gotcha.
So anyway, when third grade, I decided I'm going to do a electric chair. And everybody's like, oh, no. So I got all the girls are like, what are you? So they's like, what are you going to put in there? And I couldn't think of nothing. I said, off the blue, I just said it. I said, I'm going to put a mouse. Oh, they went crazy. Oh, Lord. And they scared to death of now, have you mind everything. They was scared to death of rats and mice and shit like that.
I am too.
But women were like, oh, you ain't going to barbecue. You ain't going to, yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to figure it out. So I had my mama take me to, at the time, they had a pet store down there. I think it was coming around in Everett's or somewhere or something like that. It was just a little bitty, you could go behind the house there and there's a little pet store. And I bought 3 mice. And I brought them home. Well, have you mind, I didn't want to touch them. I thought they might bite me or something. I didn't like that.
So you was like the girls.
Well, I mean, I didn't want to be around the damn thing. I didn't never, I'd always stomped them and shit back home, look. But anyways, I was like, how can I get it to sit down and hold and put straps on it? I was going to strap it up, all that shit, right? So I figured out a way to put a band around it and it would lock in. So what we did is we took, those water clamps, right?
Yeah.
And you could tighten it up.
Yeah.
And hold it. So I said, okay, so I'm going to do that. So what I did is I took a hot glue gun and put it to the seat around the back of it and glued it in place. And literally glued it. It stayed too. You could just lock it up. So I figured, hey, it might be able to conduct a little bit electric because of what it is anyways, being metal. So I was like, okay, well, I might be able to do that. So I guess they thought I was retarded or foolish or some shit because Dallas, he come to me, he's talking and he's like, man, we could put this he said, you just can't carry a big ass battery around. I was like, okay, so how can we do it? So I think we got some big C batteries or something, big old batteries. And we locked them together and we taped them together and we put the wires on the back of it and we taped it, we fastened it to the chair in the back of it. You can see it standing over. So I said, I need a little aluminum thing to put over its head, right? So, I mean, everything, it looked good. It looked really, really good. So it didn't come to time about how do you put the power to it to where it would actually fry the mice. So that was the part that he was like, because I was like, well, I really don't want to do that. He said, if you do that in school and something happens, it says something catches on fire, he says, they'll never let you, they'll kick you out of school, whatever. And it's, animal cruelty and all that too. So I was like, well, you know what? I really don't want to kill a mouse or nothing like that. I
Well,
said,
is it animal cruelty to feed one to a snake, though?
well, see, that's the thing. I mean, and that was something I said too as well. I mean, they feed them to snakes and all that shit, but to fry one in front of people, you know, think about it. So, anyways, the battery's already hooked up, closed it up and everything, put it down. He said, well, I'll tell you what we could do. We could just put the wires, we could hook the wires up and we'll hook it to it. We'll hook it to everything. You don't have to have an animal. Don't have to use an animal. So right there, I had 2 mice that I couldn't use. So they stayed in the cage at the house and I had it to where you just a little switch. And once you hit that switch, the light would come on and it would show the power. So that's the kind of way, that's my science project.
So you
That
never
was the
did.
humane way. That was the humane way.
So you never did actually put a mouse in there and fry it?
No, they actually stayed at my house. They was in a little hamster looking thing. We had a little cage thing for them. And I don't even know what happened to them. I don't know.
Well, you should have fried them. I mean, our rats must die. But anyway, so I guess you got an A on that, huh?
I did. Now, stuff like that I like doing, but the homework, I didn't pay attention to it. I'd always get in trouble and, well, not really get in trouble. I didn't start getting in trouble until I started getting into, I'd get picked on a lot. People like Britt England.
Give me names of people who picked on you.
Jeremy Bowman, Jeremy Bowman, Britt England. Yeah, I hated that. Jeremy Bowman, Britt England. That's probably about it, really. Mikey Petrie. Oh, I beat the shit out. Oh, that was bad. But Dad made me do that. Chris Aislinger. I whipped him. I had to whip him too because of Dad. Dad was going to whip me if I didn't whip him. So hell, that was bad. That was really bad. And you know, a couple of those people are no longer with us. And you know,
well, so tell me about your first fight at school.
Britt England.
No. Brett was
Mikey Petrie.
Brett's a made motherfucker now, for real.
Mikey Petrie, and it was in the first grade. Miss White, first grade.
So did you?
So what happened is we was in school and they was mopping. The janitor was Bill Petrie, right? Remember, he was like a janitor in Black Mountain. He was mopping or something. He left his bucket out. And Mikey took that pail. And you know, back in the day, them pails was fucking heavy, bro. Like they was made of something. And I was coming around the corner there, and he slapped me in the face with it, man. And wow, it busted my face up. I went down. I was addled. I didn't know what the hell. I didn't even know who hit me. And he's coming around there, and he's getting ready to hit me again. Teacher grabbed it. I moved away. All the kids see me. I was sitting there holding my face and was pouring the blood. And they said, they panicked and everything. They finally got to quit. So, one of the neighbors or some shit's kids seen it and everything. They went and first, I didn't say nothing about it because my nose was all swelled, my eyes a little bit blue and shit. And they went and told my dad. I never forget. Or told my mom, and Mom told. I don't know who she told. I didn't want Dad to know about it, but she told that somebody told Dad. And I was when Dad come home from he worked in the coal mines. So when Dad come home, I don't know where he heard it at along the road, or I don't know how the hell he heard it. I really don't know. Because we didn't have cell phones. We didn't have phones. You know, we didn't have nothing like that. And when he come home, he said, "Where's Little Mac?" I never will forget that. Mom said, "His room." And I was in there, and I think I was hurt. I had something holding on my nose. He comes in there, and I'm turning my head like I was going toward the wall there. I didn't want to seem like I was laying down. He said, "Son," I said, "Hey, Dad." And he's, "Come here, man." So I sat up on the bed and he said, "What happened to your face there, buddy? You got a little bit blue on you." I said, "Dad, I fell." He said, "Don't lie to me." I was like, "No, I didn't know what else to say." And he said, "I'll tell you what we're going to do."
Thank you, Constance. So, go ahead.
He said, "I'll tell you what we're going to do." And he told me, and he took me to little Mikey's daddy's house, and I didn't even know. He didn't tell me what we were even doing. He put me in the car. We went. He told Mom he'd be right back, and he took me there. And on the way, he started talking to me. He gave me a lecture. He said, "I know what happened at school, son." And he said, "We got two ways we can deal with this right now." He said, "Either you can take care of it, or I can take care of it." And I said, "Dad," I said, "what do you mean I take care of it?" He said, "I'm going to take you to the house right now. I'm going to go get his daddy. I'm going to tell him to come out the door. You and the other kid's going to fight." He said, "If I had to take care of it, I'm whipping you first, and then I'm whipping his dad." And that was the truth. That's what Dad would have done.
Well, I got to interrupt you with the "Row" and another "Row" for people getting memberships. Thank you, Dodie. Thank you, Flight Nurse and Sue. Okay, so you and your dad's at Mikey's house, and he knocks on the door and says, "Come out and fight," or what?
He knocks out the door. His dad comes out there, and when his dad comes out there, gets him to the side. He kind of pulls him to the side. He grabbed him and pulled him aside. He said, "Look," he said, "your son and my son had some sort of disagreement or something, and this needs to be settled. It needs to be settled now." The guy was shaking. Dad was fucking mean. Everybody knew my dad. Dad was mean. And that's what happened. Mikey's mom come to the door, and he said, "Go back in, get Mikey right now. Come on out." And we went around the back of the house. I think it's like the back or side of the house. There's like a porterway because it kind of moves in. And so that's all I know, man. I had to fight it. I mean, we was just kids fighting. Hell, I mean, I didn't know about it. You had to fight.
So who won?
I mean, we just kids. It wasn't really a fight. I mean, you look at, what we was in first grade. I wouldn't even call that a fight. I mean, it's just a little tangled up fight and everything. I mean, I knocked him down, but I mean, it didn't matter. He got my leg. I fell down. He got on top of me. I turned him over. I mean, it's just little kids, scaffolds. I mean, I don't even count it. I don't even know if you could actually fight somebody in the first grade or not. I mean, those little scaffolds, all it is really. Ain't no damage done or nothing.
Facts. So by the time you're back to your dad and mom, so when did your mom become a fighter?
Mom always fought, even in grade school or junior high up. Like she would fight just to have a fight. Mom loved to fight. I mean, Mom was also in she was undercover there. Remember?
Undercover?
Mom was, yeah.
Like a Fed?
That's why when she got that stuff happen to her, she got hit with PCP and angel dust. That's what blew my mom's mind.
Whoa, 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 Ernest. Back up a little bit and elaborate. Your mother worked for the federal government?
She didn't work for the feds.
But she was under cover for them, like a...
So the way I look at it, the way I take it is Mom was, again, I was too young to know, man. Mom went through college and everything. Mom was somebody.
What did your mother do? What did she go to college for?
Criminal justice.
Really? Huh.
Yeah, Mom knew all about the laws and stuff, all about that. Mom was Mom was undercover for a long time. She was
busting.
Well, I'll tell you what, her and Alice Cheney.
Yeah.
Well, they were great friends. So
yeah, Alice could whoop any man around. She was one of the meanest state police detectives we ever had.
My mom's the only one I ever seen stand up to her and get in a tussle and actually hold her ground with her. But they were friends. But they were friends, and they trained together too. So.
But what do you mean by undercover? Was she like
That's all I can talk about. I don't know. I was a kid, man. I was just a kid. I was literally 5, 6. Little kid. Mom's mind got messed up when she went, when age of
How old was
Probably
she
10,
when?
11, when I was 10 years old, 11 years old.
That's when somebody done that. How did it happen with the angel dust?
So what happened is they were working an investigation out, and my mom's best friend knew what mom was, and she went and told somebody, and they paid this woman to kill my mom. So
She was a rat.
my mom, well, that was her job. She's undercover,
Right.
and but I think she might have been a state trooper. I don't even know. I don't know. We don't talk about it because I was too young. I've never really even, I know that she did something because police were always there. And I mean, that's how Scott Moore, people like Scott Moore and stuff. That's how I know him. We were always friends, always, he's always good with the kids and stuff. And there are a couple people who said my mom was federal agent. So, I mean, I don't know. For me, when I was the age to ask her, her mind's been gone for 30 years. So think about 30 plus years.
Okay.
So I couldn't ever ask or do anything like that. So I don't know. I can say that.
So you're telling me stuff that I've not even known.
You don't even know. Yeah, that's what I said. People don't even know the half of it. So the woman that put the drink, that mess, my mom had a soda and they mixed PCP with angel dust. And they gave her enough of it when it blew her mind, dude. And then they took her and they locked her in I can't remember what they locked her in. I remember when the police called my mama, and they got a hold of my mama and my papa. And my papa's family was law enforcement. Winston Madden. It was it was sheriff's department. Winston was, and so he had clawed all the thing they had her locked in. She clawed all of it. Her fingernails clawed out of it, and in some way somebody got her to a hotel, and her mind was blown. And when they went into the hotel where she was at in that closet or whatever the hell it was, they said it looked like something from a horror movie. So my mama and my papa, they drive to Lexington. It's on exit 104. Or actually it was 108. I can't remember. But anyways, after that, she goes straight to Eastern State. And then from there, she stays 3 weeks or a month or something like that. They're trying to get her to,
That's the super crazy, Ben. If you don't know.
So after that, they let her out, and she's doing, she never really recovered from that. So, and now, the after effects is the doctors were saying that she was, her mind was blown, schizophrenic, whatever. And then to come out now and find out that ain't even what was wrong with her. So all those meds she took all those years, and now it's destroyed her. That's why my mom's in such a bad shape she is right now.
So while your mom was working for the feds or undercover, what was your father doing? What was his life like growing up?
Dad was, well, Dad did a couple different things.
Was he a hitman? For Junior Robbins?
He worked in Robbins Cove.
Is your dad older than Junior? Is your dad still living?
No, Dad did.
So would he be older than Junior and Gus Dale?
What would make? Wait a minute. What would you say my dad a hitman for with Junior?
I'm just because the way you said he was dangerous, and people in comments saying,
Well, they hung out a lot. They were. Well,
ran.
So Brad, they ran it. Okay, they ran it. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, but my dad being has a hitman. I'll just say this: my dad was a straight out killer, and I don't care. He was. Dad blew a guy off the back of a motorcycle, literally, and got in the car with me in the freaking passenger in the back seat. He threw the double. I didn't see it. I heard it. He threw it over top of the gun, the weapon over top of the car, aimed it up, boom, blowed the dude off the freaking motorcycle.
Who was it?
Over my mom. And then Dad did, well, you know, he did that to Dewey Curry, man. And I mean, you know, Dad, I mean, you don't just do, there were just so many things with that. You know, he shot Dewey right in front of the kids, everything, man, blew his head off.
Didn't get in trouble for it?
Because of the pool in Harlan, he did 40 days for defensive reasons and for the family.
Good Lord. So your dad did he drink a lot?
I mean, he would drink, but nothing like that. Dad.
He wasn't no raging alcoholic.
No.
Not a drug addict, just a.
Dad's one of those guys. He's like Shelby. He don't let nothing get over on him. He never did. Never would.
Okay, gotcha.
That's why people in Harlan are so afraid to talk on Shelby. That's exactly.
Yeah.
You believe that, right?
I know that. People won't talk on Shelby. Nobody, before me and Shelby squashed our beef last year on Thanksgiving or Christmas.
Dad, you're the only one that's ever said it. So of all the people that I've talked to that I know Shelby, know how he is and everything, that could actually verify shit and everything, they won't. You're the only one that I've ever found would even say anything about Shelby. And you said it about the fight in jail, about all that. And that's why I said what we was talking about when I said, hey, if you had those correction officers that put that stuff in when Shelby was raping those inmates and shit that he was doing and the shit that he did when he kidnapped those guards, well, think about the people he kidnapped. They're dead now. They're dead.
Yeah.
They're
Wade,
dead.
I was going to get into that, but Wade was a good dude, man. He was
Wade was amazing. I could when you said that, I didn't even know he was. I was like, what? What?
Yeah, you didn't know that.
I did not know that, and I was like, what the? There's no way.
And when Shelby did that, like Shelby, I don't understand where in the hell he thought he was going to go, knowing the location and the layout of the outside of the jail. Where are you? If you get outside the doors of the jail, where are you going to go? They ain't nowhere.
Well, you know, before he did that, he escaped before through the laundry thing.
He's escaped. He
escaped 3 times. I think 2 or 3 times. I don't know.
At least twice, because in both times he got outside, well, there was state police sitting there waiting. He did it with Josh Lilly. He did it with Mississippi. I don't know his name.
I can't remember. When you said that, I was like, man, I had his name.
I forget his real name, but
when you said Mississippi, I was like, wait a minute, I know who he's talking about.
He come from Mississippi, and when I describe him, do not think I'm saying it in a bad way. He just kind of looked like a fat, retarded, clumsy guy, but I don't mean that in a disrespectful way.
Shelby took advantage of it. That's what Shelby did.
Shelby had a funny limp, and he was a good dude, though. But Shelby, he wasn't the only one. By God, Shelby's crazy. Shelby grabbed him he made a shank and took his fat ass and held him hostage and hit that button and said, Jimmy, let me the fuck out of here. Let me open the doors. And he got outside, by God, and the state police is sitting out there waiting on him. He did little Josh Lilly that way, Lord. Little Lilly.
The way I hear it, hey, Brad, the way I hear it, the state police had just brought in somebody. That's why they were out there. And they had just seen that happen when it happened. They wouldn't, because it happened fast. They didn't have time. They were actually, they were already out there putting somebody else in and coming or something. And you know how they pile the cars up and stuff, waiting for the transport in? They were there. When he come out, they seen that's what happened. And one of them looked and they said, wait a minute, we got a da-da-da. And then they called it in, and that's how that happened. That's the only reason it saved him. And I'll be honest with you, That
Shelby
was the
was
only
a
thing that saved Mississippi. I mean, I'll be honest with you. Shelby would have done him in.
I don't know if Mississippi blowed his, Wade unalived himself over that. That's why Wade, poor old Wade, he done himself in. God bless him. He was such a good guy.
And look at the time period that was. See, that's what people don't understand.
But
You know,
don't nobody think I'm talking bad about Shelby now, because I'm not. I'm just stating what's went on. We're not talking bad about Shelby. These are just things that I remember when I was in jail and I witnessed him create a flood and cause one of the craziest ride ever in that jail. I was in there. It was a week after they whooped me, about 2 weeks after he whooped me. And I went to the next block over and we could talk through the door. And by God, they told us to shut our door, stuff the door up with towels. And by God, they flooded that motherfucking cell. And everybody in there except 2 people went to the hole and caught felonies because they was in on the right and they had that damn B block full of
Shelby
water
started
up
the
to your
ride.
knees. Fuck you, him and Jimmy Bright. It wasn't just Shelby. See, Shelby, them OJs would use him up just like they would anybody else. And Shelby's crazy enough to do anything, back before he calmed down. Now he's calmed down now, but
Yeah.
he, he didn't know one of them guys was going to go home and unalive themselves. And I ain't for sure if that's what happened to Mississippi or not. I forget, but I know he's no longer with us. He had bad health problems. Lisa's wanting to come up. I'm wanting to interview Ernie, but
You can bring her up.
I got a lot more questions, but
Bring her up.
Lisa K is on panel. What's up, Lisa?
Ernie, you're a lying piece of shit.
What did I even say?
Shelby did not rape anyone.
I cannot confirm that either, Lisa.
He didn't get charged for that. You think he would have done that and not get charged for it? You just said everybody in that riot went to the hole and was charged with the felony. Shelby was not charged with the felony.
Oh, yes, he was.
They all got drunk.
Oh, yes, he was.
I was in there when that happened. I was just a brick wall in between there. The door we communicate, we could slide coffee and envelopes and paper under. He told us to get ready. And yeah, they all got took out of there with 12-gauge shotguns full of tear gas bullets and rubber bullets. And I watched it. And the state police even come in that night, and the county police, and they went in with shields. And yeah, Shelby and Jimmy Bright and Terry Bright and let's see who else was in there. Tang, Eric
Massengale.
No, there wasn't no Massengale in there because I was in that Jury Long.
Yeah, Jury. Kill that very long.
Let's see, Ricky Bobby from across Pine Mountain that Robbie Hawkins busted. See, I would have been in that cell too if Shelby and them hadn't whooped me and I went to the house. So I got lucky. I'm glad I got whooped by them and got put in A block because I had a good time with Shane Worthington, who was just doing time with Shelby at Lee County.
I know Shane.
Shane be home soon for him a dog, but
I know
I'm not disrespecting.
Still in there.
Yeah, I'm not disrespecting Shelby. I'm just speaking.
Why did you get whipped? I got a question. Why did you get whipped by Shelby?
Okay, it was me and Jerry's the ones that got into it. Shelby just young and wild. And
so he's taking up. Oh, he's taking up for Jerry.
They jumped me. Say me and his son Jeremy was selling dope together. And Monica Napier busted me on December 18th, 07, and Jeremy struck at at the top of Wildwood parking lot.
Wait a minute. Monica Napier?
Monica busted me, yeah. And then her and Robbie Hawkins did. Well, then Joe Howard busted Jeremy at my Granny Sharon's, where we was based out of, and we was running more oxys than anybody on this side.
Wait a minute. UPS Joe?
No. The one that got Rawhide Joe Howard.
Oh, okay.
The one that had babies, him and Jeremy had babies by them sisters on Joseph Street. So they was brother-in-law, and he busted his own brother-in-law. Joe Howard did. He busted Jeremy at
Oh,
my
I know what you're
grave.
talking about. I know what you're talking about now. I know exactly what you're talking
The one that sucked Rawhide's dick down there at Lowell. And then Joe come back and tried to bust me again. And he gave me money and had a wire and a camera on, and I ripped him off. Jeremy said, go rip him off. So we caught indictments together. They tried to get us to tell on each other, and you can look and read on any of my fucking paperwork or hear my motion of discovery, and anybody can pull it up. If you can find it, please do. I'd love to hear it. I ain't heard it in 15 years. But they say you can hear Robbie Hawkins trying to get me to bust Jeremy or say his name. All they wanted was like, hey, who is that guy with you? And I just kept saying, that's my motherfucking homie from Everett's, dog. He's a big dude. And that's all I'd say. I wouldn't give his name up, because I felt weird. But anyway, so we're in jail together, and the jury's mad that we got busted together. And he tried to holler I ratted on Jeremy, and Jeremy ratted on me, and neither one of us ratted on each other. And it's all on paperwork, proving facts. And I said, buddy, won't you call fucking Jeremy and ask him yourself? I give him his number. And I don't know what Jeremy said on that phone because he wanted to be his daddy and sell dope because Jerry was a big dealer. And he just wanted, Jeremy wanted to sell dope and make some money like his daddy because he had the plug that his daddy had while Jerry was locked up. So we made bank. And we neither one of us told on each other or nothing. Joe Hart told on both of us. But I ripped him off while he was wired up, and they charged me with that, dude. They charged me with theft. The county sheriff's department charged me with theft by deception for $280. And if it had been $20 more, it'd have been a felony.
It'd been grand theft.
Yep, it'd been because 300 was a felony in 07. So yeah, they picked me up in one of them big roundups over that. But I done had a charge for Monica Napier busting me. And then so I don't know what Jeremy said if he tried to, but that was a crazy sale. And
so is that what started the fight, and Shelby just jumped in or just protecting Jeremy?
They kind of at the time was like, he's a rat, man. But I think Jerry was just more like, he got my son in trouble. Now, I didn't get your son in trouble. We got in trouble together making money. And so we get into it. They take me to the back, and he's like, come here, crack. I know we was about to fight. Jerry swung on me. I swung back. Shelby hit me. I turned, swing on Shelby. Jerry hit me. I turned, swing on Jerry. Shelby hit me and knocked my head off the wall. About that time,
So they was playing monkey in the middle.
Yeah. And I didn't know where to go, dog. So I bounce out between them. And I run up and I holler at one of my homeboys. And I'm like, help me. Everybody got scared because it was Shelby and everybody was watching and nobody would help me. Terry Bright wouldn't break it up or make it one-on-one. Jimmy Bright wouldn't. I was cussing everybody in there. And then the goddamn guards come in there, thank God. And I said, I'm out of here. And they put me in the hole for a week. And then I went to the next door over and then me and Jerry and Shelby squashed it. But I really didn't. And then I sent them a bunch of coffee over there that I owed them, and I rubbed it all over my nuts. And everybody in that cell, I swear to God, listen, I got Shelby. I got Shelby and Jerry back for jumping me, and the whole cell that was supposed to be my friends for letting them jump me. They tried to run it up on me like I owed them like 60 coffees, and they was like, you owe us 120 plus you owe us 20 more and then 20 more for being late. And I'm like, all right, I got you. I ordered like $250 worth of commissary, and I sent them all them coffees, but you can ask Shane Worthington, Jim Gilbert, Jim Moore, Chris Shaw, Kenneth Marlowe, anybody that's in that cell. I put all them coffees in my nuts and walked around right after I took a shit for about an hour, and then I slid them under the door. And in jail, you know how them little packs are. You rip them open, and then you stir your coffee up. I let them all drink them all, and then I told them about it. They said they're going to whoop me on visit, so I didn't go on visit for about 2 weeks, and then it just died out. But then that's when they did that right. And Shelby and them fucking stopped up in goddamn toilets and cut on the shower nonstop and cut on the sinks. and they flooded that motherfucker. Yeah. Or they had toilets flood, and I can't remember how. I swear to God, they was like it was knee deep water. They come in there and fucking hit them in the face with the bucks of the shotguns and took them out in handcuffs, and fucking they stayed in the hole for like 120 days, I believe. It was wild. And I tell you what night it was, on the night of the NBA dunk contest, All-Star Weekend, February of 2009.
Wow.
Yeah, it's nuts, dog. It's fucking nuts.
So we were talking about the two guard. Is what? So it had to be. So Scotty Moore is the one who done the report on Shelby. Is that correct?
I don't know. I know Derek Moore worked at the jail.
Derek, was it Derek Moore? Who's Sergeant Moore? That's
Sergeant Derek Moore.
Okay, so it's Derek. So we both know who Derek is.
I know Derek well. Derek ain't from here, but
No, he's not. But you could probably. Is he still there?
Yeah. Derek's still up there. Derek's a good dude. He helped me out.
He can't talk. He can't talk on live or not.
No, probably not. He probably wouldn't anyway. Derek's a low private person, but he's still up there. But I wasn't doing time. Shelby was still in there.
I got a question. In the report, he writes, Shelby was doing unspeakable things that he can't mention in the report. So the only thing I come up with is, and I've heard this from other inmates, like the one, okay, so I'll tell you what. Shelby molested the dude that done Teagle's daughter. You remember the Teagle deal?
He did not.
You remember the Teagle deal? What happened?
Quit fucking lying.
Don't know nothing about it, Ernie.
You remember Officer Teagle, what happened to his family?
Oh, John Teagle?
Yes.
Teagle. Now, what about Teagle?
So I heard that guy, I can't remember who the guy was, that put them in the cell together or whatever, because they talked about that. But I don't know if it was that incident when Shelby was brought back for one of the trial. I don't know how that was. Again, I'm not know about that, but I have heard that Shelby, and then Shelby did tell me and Jimbo both that he did do stuff like that. So I don't know.
He did not.
I know he did.
Dude, so he did what to who with John Teagle?
I ain't saying John Teagle. I'm talking about that guy that done that stuff to his family. Remember when he went to jail? They took a what was it, a pop bottle or something to him? I heard that.
Well, things like that happen in jails.
Well, yeah, but
you deserve it.
Well, he got passed around too. I heard a lot.
Well, if he did something to somebody's kids and they done something to him in jail, that's
100%. But yeah, I know that. But what you need to do is ask Derek, just on low key, just say, in that report you said that Shelby did things that he can't talk about in this court. What would you refer to? Just that. That way, at least you know.
Yeah, I'm confused about what you're talking about. I was trying to talk about Shelby from the beginning, but now you got me. So you're saying
I'm talking about the report that the Derek Moore, the Sergeant Derek Moore puts out on Shelby Shell when he says, I can't talk about the things that were done to other inmates.
The DOC report?
He didn't say what he did to other inmates.
That's what he said, Lisa. It's in the report.
That part was not in there.
I'll look it up right now.
We need to figure out what. So you're saying that it was John Teagle's family? Somebody done something to him?
No, that's a different case. That's a different thing.
Okay.
I'm just saying. I was asking if Shelby Shell. All you got to do, look up Shelby Shell. I'll read it to you right here. It's in the damn report. He plainly says, I can't name the things that he done in this case. He plainly says it. It's not to be mentioned.
That's not what he said. He said he couldn't talk about it. I know what it was.
What was
didn't
it?
have anything.
What was
didn't have anything
that you can't
to
name
do
it in court? That it's so bad that you can't name in court.
You just happen to have that report on your phone?
No, I'm looking it up on Googling it, you bitch. Here, Shelby Shell, Sergeant Derek Moore, Sergeant Moore, right here.
And Derek Moore, my guy. Because, I mean, I'm from Harlan, and this is something that's going to have to refresh my mind because I know all the jailhouse stuff that goes on.
Shelby Shell, Sergeant Moore, right here. Shelby Shell versus Commonwealth. Right here it is. And right here you can look at it. It's Commonwealth of Kentucky. You can look at it, and it plainly says it's one of his appeals. Let me read all this shit. Let me go down here where it says it. Here we go. Indictment charging Shelby Shell with 1 count each of promoting contraband in the first degree, being a persistent felony offender in the second degree, PFO 2. With regard to the first count, the indictment charged that on 17/2013. Shell knowingly introduced dangerous contraband into the Harlan County Detention Center where he was an inmate. The indictment identified the dangerous contraband as a rope, an artificial knife, which is a shank, a gun made of cardboard, and another sharp shank made of metal. So he had a knife and he had a shank.
He didn't have a shank. That shank was in his cell, all rusted under the toilets. See,
and you was in the cell with him to know that, right? You're a
Lisa. No.
They didn't search his cell before they put him in there.
Lisa.
Oh my God. Oh, you're so foolish.
Lisa, there's not too many inmates, and I mean this with like prison yard talk. This is praising Shelby. They ain't too many inmates up there that can make something like that, and them guards don't miss shit. I know what guards was there during that time, and you know how crazy Shelby is, especially back then. He was wild. He was probably 6 months into thinking he's going to prison forever for the Ronnie King shit, because that was 2013. So Shelby was wild as fuck.
He was.
What do you know about that time that he told the feds that he unalived? It was 14 or 42 people from here to South Carolina and back, and they took him to the fucking bottom of the Harlan courthouse down here, and they made everybody in the courthouse leave, and he told the feds that shit. I told my granny, everybody come to her beauty shop, and she was telling me about it, and I didn't like Shelby then, you know, as he jumped me, and I was like, Granny, I said, he's probably all the women from the courthouse come down there to get their haircut or just bullshit. And I was like, Shelby's probably just fucking with them to make a joke for everybody in that cell. And that was around that time. It was right after he got arrested, sometime right after the Ronnie King shit. Yeah, that happened. My son can vouch for that.
What?
Mm-hmm. The feds talked to
him. After the Ronnie King shit?
Yeah. Yeah.
He was in jail.
I know. They took him from the jail to the courthouse and talked to him. Everybody in the first floor of the courthouse was cleared out by the FBI. They took our whole courthouse bottom floor, and Shelby told them. I reckon it was basically he confessed to 14 or 42, one of the two numbers, bodies between here and South Carolina. Yeah, I swear to God on my kid's life, I ain't lying. My granny Sharon come home and told me that, and she knew everything going on.
What's the 42? What's the 42 bodies?
14 or 42, I can't remember the number. It was one of the two.
What is that number? What does that mean?
It was either 14 people or 14 or 42. I can't remember.
What are you talking about? Who talked about that?
Shelby. The
he did
come
not.
And talked to him.
He did not.
My granny come home and told me about this. This was way before I knew Ernie or anything. I didn't even know Ernie then. This was like in 2014, 2015, 2013, somewhere. It was after the Ronnie King shit, trust me. Swear to God. I ain't got no reason to make out of shit up.
You sure that wasn't Ernie that said that?
No, my granny Sharon. If you could find Hillary, he's still alive. He was my granny's beautician. He could tell you about it.
How would your granny know?
because everybody she's a nosy bitch like me, and she had a beauty shop, and all the women from the courthouse come in there.
Oh, now would the women come into the beauty shop now?
Everybody, the women that get their hair done regularly worked in. Everybody in Harlan went there.
He didn't kill anybody.
Well, that's what I said. That's what I told my granny. I said, Granny, I promise you, I don't believe that, but I said, I've heard about something in South Carolina when I was in jail, but I said, I bet you he's fucking up there already locked up, and he's just fucking with the inmates, fucking with the feds and shit, and just making a joke, fucking with the law. That's what I thought of it. I never thought he really did it, but hell yeah, that really did happen. I ain't got no reason to lie about that. I've said it on here before. I've told y'all about that a many times. But after me and Shelby squashed our stuff when you had him on my show, I just let all dogs lie with Shelby, and I still am. I'm just, that's just facts of what my granny Sharon told me. She was one of the nosiest, most powerfulest people in this county at that time. Everybody went through her with politics and getting her hair cut there, all the big wigs. She knew everything. Every night, hey, Brad, come here, honey. I got something to take you. And she's telling me about that Shell boy from Everett's in that jail, and they cleared everybody out, and that's what he told them. All the clerks and everybody. No shit.
You want me to finish reading this to you?
Go ahead.
It says, prior to Shell being moved to exclude evidence of prior bad acts, including evidence of prior jail disciplinary infractions and the reason he was incarcerated at the time of the charged offense. The trial court granted the motions, then proceeded to a jury trial on March 4th, 2014. At the conclusion of the trial, the jury found Shelby Shell guilty of both offenses. The jury fixed his punishment at 5 years for promoting contraband, enhanced to 10 years by virtue of his status as a PFO too. Okay, so it goes down, and I ain't going to read it all. I'm going to go down to what the sergeant said. Shell, let's see.
We've all watched that trial.
I ain't worried about the trial. This is after the trial.
Shelby's just sitting up there in like G block or D, E block or F block back there in them little lockdown cells. It's hell back there too. Lord, I hate them cells.
David, Shelby doesn't lie. He'll admit to everything he does.
Well, I believe that he was
His whole family said he didn't lie. Ernie is the one that lied.
No, his whole family did not say that. No,
well,
it's
yes, they did.
No,
well,
they
if
didn't.
you think Shelby don't lie, you're crazy, Lisa. And I ain't saying that in a bad way. He's in prison. You think he don't lie when he hustles people? That's that Shelby hustles. Everybody hustles in prison. Everybody's got a, you know what I mean? Everybody's got their own little hustle going on. Everybody lies. Fuck.
So it says, during the testimony of Sergeant Derek Moore, a detention center employee, Sergeant Moore mentioned that Shell had filed a lawsuit against the jail. Sergeant Moore also stated that Shell was confined in his own cell for reasons I'm not allowed to mention.
Yeah, they welded the door shut.
Huh?
I believe that.
They welded the door shut.
I believe that. He's a crazy motherfucker.
Oh, wait a minute. You said, wait a minute, Brad. I got this. You said they. Who's they?
The cops.
Huh?
The cops.
Or the guards.
So you're saying the cops welded the door shut?
Yes.
The
Terry,
county,
he does talk about that stuff on a recorded line. He won't write it because they read that.
So why is Shelby confined in his own cell? His own cell. Nobody else is with him. His own cell.
Yeah.
Why? I'll tell you why. You know what you have to do to get confined in your own cell by yourself and not go to a regular hole?
Yeah.
What tell me?
Why don't you go ahead and lie about it?
Because
why don't somebody listen to somebody's experience from being in that jail? doing time when Shelby did time up there, doing time with a weekend him in jail. If they who would have welded that shut? Because first off, I don't see no county police coming up there and putting me.
That was shut that whole jail down, you idiot, Lisa.
He
They
said he thought, what if
weld.
he had a heart attack in there or
They
something?
cannot weld his door
Oh
shut.
my
That's against
God.
the DOC regulations to weld a door shut. And that jail gets lucky and it never floods. How? I don't know. But there is no way in the world that they welded that fucking door. I've been in every block in there, whether it's doing time or cleaning the cells on work release. And
I think it's safe to say,
I
Brad,
could
the
see them
problem here
making sure he is double or triple locked in back in E, F, and G, where you're just in a 2-man cell behind, and then you got a little bitty day room you can go out in, but you're still behind 2 more doors.
But the thing about it is, he was not in with nobody else. He was in by himself.
Right.
Well, then they've locked him in E1, E2.
E1 and E2.
Jaded
F2.
Shelby admits to everything he's ever done.
So
But now, as
Shelby
far as
told you,
griping somebody, I don't know about that.
Shelby told you, wait a minute. Shelby told you that they welded his door shut.
Yeah.
That goes to show you how stupid you are.
Never.
You're fucking stupid.
I
And
thought
a
you
liar. And a liar.
Well, first off, Lisa, you're brain dead if you think a county department is going to weld an inmate's door shut. You're stupid.
Yeah, that door's never been welded. They can't weld a door shut.
Brad, call them up right now in Harlan and ask them if they've ever welded a door shut. If it's ever got so bad that they've ever welded a door shut.
I can already tell you from being on work release and the time I've done in that jail, as crazy as Shelby is, they can't weld a door shut. State inspectors is in that motherfucker 2 or 3 times a month coming through the cells.
You just said you believed it.
I laughed at it.
You said I believe that.
I was in a joking way because I know how crazy he is. He had to be in like G or E or F. E, F, G. There's 3 or 4 lockdown cells in there. He had to be in one of them or up in the hole. They can't weld a door shut. How could they? What if how does the inmate get out to take a shower?
He didn't take a shower. He said he was worried he'd have a heart attack and they wouldn't be able to get him out.
No shit, but they can't weld nobody shut. I've worked in that jail when I worked for the county road department. I've done work in there. I've done work in there on work release, and I've been an inmate in there in almost every cell.
Ernie said that Shelby didn't get stabbed too.
No, he did.
I know. Ernie's a liar.
In prison, he did. Yeah, the Mexicans weighed him up now.
I don't believe that.
No, Ernie, trust me, it happened.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that. The hospital. No, I don't believe that. I'm sorry, I don't.
Oh,
I
yeah,
read the hospital report.
Then why don't you show the hospital report? Show it.
Margaret said the same thing.
Show it.
Everybody
Show the
I
fucking
know will
report.
tell you that Shelby did get stabbed up by the Mexicans.
Not no 65 times.
I heard 37.
No, that's a lie. That's a lie. Because the family they let the family know what exactly was going on. Shelby Shell was not stabbed. And
No, they didn't.
No,
when they're in the hospital, they're injured. They're in an assumed name because they don't want the family to come in and break them out. They have a fake name.
No.
Yes.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
No, they don't. Sorry, they don't. Prisoners don't have fake names. No, they do not.
I ain't never heard that.
Yeah, they do.
226797. I got a state number. I ain't never heard no shit like that.
Yeah, Shelby was in his roommate that I got sent to the hospital. He was under an assumed name. His mom called every hospital there, and he wasn't in any of them because they won't tell you.
They can't tell you that an inmate is a Kentucky state prisoner is in a hospital. They can't just tell nobody that.
No. Until afterwards. Until afterwards.
Break them out. You're right. They just can't.
Now I will say this.
HIPAA.
How many days was he in the hospital, Lisa?
That I don't know. He was in the hospital and then he was flown to UK.
He was.
I got the paperwork, you asshole.
Didn't show the paperwork, you bitch.
There's the laugh. That's the Ernie laugh, by God.
That's the gotcha. That's the Columbo laugh, because I got her. I got her on that one.
Laugh.
How did you get the paperwork, Lisa? Who sent you the paperwork? This is going to be good, Brad. Watch this.
Shelby did.
Let's see it.
Let's see it, Lisa.
Do I believe Shelby getting flown out, getting stabbed down many times? Absolutely. Everybody I know that just got out or had been locked up, Paul Buell, everybody. Kurt heard about it before he went back. Little Mike heard about it. Everybody I know at done time here heard it. Everybody I know.
Everybody heard it because they spread it around like that. Only the people in prison seen it.
So that's not true. But Shelby raping prisoners is, because that was spread around. You're ridiculous.
Well, what is this right here? When you got to, when Sergeant Moore, when you talk to Sergeant Moore, when he says this right here, here we go. Sergeant Moore mentioned that Shell had filed a lawsuit against the jail. Understandable. Sergeant Moore also stated that Shell was confined in his own cell for reasons I'm not allowed to mention.
It doesn't have anything to do with molesting prisoners. What the hell are you talking about?
Well, anytime in court, you would bring out what he actually done.
You're making that up.
Unless it's the privacy of the other prisoner that's not mentioned because of humiliation reasons. And that's why Shelby was raping prisoners.
He was never charged with that.
He was raping prisoners. Let's read on down. Let's read on down. Lisa, let's read on down.
That was disproven.
Let's read on down. At the completion of Sergeant Moore's testimony, the trial court cautioned the Commonwealth against allowing witnesses to make such comments. Shell contends that these statements amounted to violations of the court's pretrial motion in Lamine. You know what that means? Although Shell raised the issue generally in his pretrial motion, he did not make an objection. Shell didn't object to it, to the particular statements by Sergeant Moore. That means he didn't say, "Oh, I didn't do it, Your Honor."
He didn't rape prisoners.
So, nor did he request an admonition to the jury. KRE 103, you want to look up KRE 103? You can look it up. States that motion in Lamine resolved by order of record is sufficient to preserve error for Applegate review.
Yeah, you were the one that said he had some ex-felony. That doesn't even exist in Kentucky. What the hell?
It went in Kentucky, South Carolina, bitch. Okay, so thank you. So let's continue on. Evidence to which the parties provides a specific reason why the party believes the evidence should not be admitted and is resolved by an order of the trial court. Such motions cannot be blanket motions, is blanketed, right? Must be specifically evidence subjected to an order, render a contemporaneous unnecessary. Anyways, in case the testimony which Shell complains did not so clearly violate the pretrial motion as to eliminate the requirement of a. So Shell's attorney tried to get rid of all of it. So what they ended up doing, so to Shell's civil claim was outside of the scope of the matter, so they excluded that, which he sought to have excluded prior to trial. Sergeant Moore, listen here, Lisa, you're gonna learn something today. Sergeant Moore's other references to reasons I'm not allowed to mention was unfortunate because it alluded to Shell's prior conduct that caused him to be housed separately within the detention center.
How many times are you going to read that same thing?
I'm not. I'm going on down. I'm going on down the line, long down the line. So what that says is they asked, why can't you mention on things that you can't mention here? And he said, because his prior conduct along with additional. So Lisa, you tell me what that means. You can look up the KRS version of it. It tells you plainly what it is. But see, that's where I got you at. It's the gotcha moment. Shelby Shell made the inmates grow their hair long that was going to be an hour while so he could take their ass. That's exactly what he was doing.
That
What?
never happened. That never happened.
Prove me wrong.
What?
Prove what you're saying.
I
You're
just did.
saying Shelby was
Prove it.
making inmates grow their hair long so they look
That's
like
I just
them.
did.
That's
I just did.
ridiculous.
I just did.
I never heard that. So much shit.
Brad.
Ernie,
What do you
Brad,
mean
who
you
been-
proved
no,
it? That wasn't in there.
no.
break
Okay.
this down, Tiger. Who was in this cell, goddammit? I need to know who was in this
Brad,
cell.
that's what we need to find out. We need to find out exactly.
I
So-
need to find out because I ain't never heard of no shit.
See, I want you to read it. I want you to read it for yourself, Brad. Look, go to Shelby Shell. Sergeant Moore is all you got to do,
It
and you'll
doesn't
see.
say It doesn't say anything about him making inmates grow their
Okay,
hair
let's ask
long.
Brad. Hey, Brad,
You
what are
just
the
made
reasons?
that up. You
Brad,
just made that up.
Brad, what are the reasons? What are the reasons? What are the reasons that you get put in a cell by yourself with nobody else? You know the answer to that.
It's called in the hole. It happens all the time.
Yeah,
What are- But what are the reasons? In court, if you're in the hole for fighting, what do they say? They say fighting, right? Or they use a word term. If they say it's words that I cannot mention, it's protect the privacy of the victim, and that's why they do that.
Not.
What is it, Lisa? Then tell
Doesn't
me.
have any proof for anything.
Then tell me. We're getting ready to have it because we're going to bring people that Shelby's in jail with, and I'm going to prove all you motherfuckers wrong when you said that shit about me. That's exactly what I'm going to get you with, Lisa.
Well, Brad bought somebody that was in jail with you. He didn't have any.
Don't give a
anything
damn.
nice
Don't
to
care.
say.
He
He
didn't say
didn't
nothing. I
say
ain't worried
nothing
about
bad
it.
about Ernie. Well, I
He
mean,
didn't say shit bad about me. He said he thought I was a cop or some shit. Big deal.
and he wasn't no Aryan either, Ernie. I asked him about that. You was totally wrong on that, by the way. He
I wouldn't
lives,
have one said that. Benny Keys did.
well, he lives with black people, and I forget what he
I
said.
know who he is. I know who he is. I like the guy. And, I don't pay no attention to him now, but I mean, hell, anybody's gonna say anything on somebody and bring them up on a show. I ain't worried about that shit.
But
I
no,
mean, what did it help me or did it hurt me any? No, it did not. I don't care about that. I ain't worried about that, dude. I could sit here now, literally, and for people to get at me now, it don't bother me at all. It does not bother me at all. As a matter of fact, when you're listen to this, Brad, when you're the content of everybody, why let it? Why let it? It don't matter. I've seen yesterday by me being in them riots, by me in them protests, and all the protests I was in, all that time, the 77,000, whatever, right? First off, they said, you never go. I said, okay, I ain't done this stuff in 5 years. I'm a little bit older, but by God, I'm still strong. I'm still fast. I can do this. And I did it. I did it pretty well. Everybody's like, oh man, I can't believe you did. I earned so much respect. As a matter of fact, if you bring my numbers up, I had 500 new supporters just from yesterday, 500 new subscribers.
That.
You got about 200,000 views.
I can look that up. I can look that up.
I'm just.
I'll go on Playboard and look that up, Ernie.
I'm going on the average since Thursday.
First off, think about it. First thing about it. Check this out.
Got for real.
Why don't you tell them about tasing your family, all the kids? Tell them about that.
What about it? We'll continue.
I was fixing to go all the way back with Ernie to the first time he met Josh Shanks. Is where I was going before.
Oh, let's talk about Josh Shanks hitting Ernie with the glass ring and leaving a scar.
That was high school. I want to know way before that when you met Josh.
I met Josh through TJ Brewer.
Rest in peace.
We was drinking, and I never did drink much, and we went to a party, and Josh was the designated driver because neither one of us had I had my driver's license. TJ didn't have his. I had my permit. Yeah, I do. Fuck. I used to drink a lot. That shows how much you know me. So
Margaret said you nursed one bottle the whole entire night.
Again, will you let me finish the story?
I'd rather not.
So, because you know what? Let me just conclude this, Brad, right here. First off, Lisa, you said you have the paperwork, so why don't you never show nothing if you've got it?
I will. I'll post it.
You said that for the last 3 fucking months.
I'll also post Jimbo being a liar. I got that paperwork too.
You got all this paperwork, but yet you never show shit.
Let's show some of your paperwork.
Lisa K, the only thing that you showed and that you come clean about you whispering to the prisoners, you whisper to the dicks, and you send them while you're sending them child pics. That's a fact. How'd you like that rhyme? You like that? Didn't you?
I'm going to talk about. I'm going to come out with the truth about that.
I'm not going to talk about that because it's just too tight for me. I can't do it. You know, I can't get out of this, and my Miss Bob Ross looking ass can't get out of this. I can't just paint a little tree over here and move it here.
Well, right now wouldn't be a bad time to come out with it then.
Well, yeah.
Speak on it.
Tell us about that, Lisa.
What? Tell you about what?
What you said you was just going to speak on.
Jimbo? Oh no, I'm not ready. I gotta get this. That's why I asked if somebody could share the screen because I don't know how to do that.
Fucking idiot, man. It's a loser.
Well, Mr. Nobody said to show the paperwork in the comments.
I will. Okay, I will.
I will. 4 months from now. 6 months from now. I will.
Well, on Brad's chat, you don't have to be nice to panel guests, I guess.
Crack 40. Let me tell you something. The name of this channel is Crack 40 TV. But I'm gonna go a step further. This is Unlock Your Reality on Crack 40 TV. I'm a poet, didn't know it, Lisa.
You've never unlocked anybody's reality.
I'm unlocking yours right now. Brad, how's that? Does that taste pretty good, buddy?
Mm-hmm.
That's some good gravy, ain't it?
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you.
Well, okay, so let's
if
go
Brad
back
starts
to
choking and spit that up in a minute, I'm gonna laugh.
Let's go back to Josh Shanks. When you first met Josh, y'all was in high school or middle school or what?
Lord, let me think. 8th grade. 8th grade.
What school was that?
I met him in it was Everett's. I met him Everett's Junior High. This is when they had the junior high there, Brad, on the other separate side of the school there.
Mm-hmm.
So I met Josh. I met Josh through TJ. And we had I knew him through TJ because TJ hung with him and stuff. So TJ didn't have his driver's license. He had to have a designated driver pretty much. And Josh had his license. So we went to Cumberland. It was me, Josh, and TJ. And we're going through that straight in Cumberland. And I've got a pair of nunchucks in the back. And Josh is running his mouth.
I remember this story kind of.
I wrapped those damn nunchucks around Josh's neck. I put my knees in the seat. Boy, TJ stomped the gas. He was nervous. He was scared, man. He was going, we hit that fucking corner, man. And then Josh finally gets those nunchucks. He grabs them things. He throws them out the window. True story. But anyway, that's funny.
That's funny, Jamila. I like that.
Did you and Josh get along before you?
So after that happened, Josh was sitting with his girlfriend. What's her name? Misty. Josh was sitting with his girlfriend on the couch, and I come in with a baseball bat, and I'm going to hit Josh. He grabs Misty, puts it in his lap, and I'm sitting there like trying to hit him and shit with a baseball bat. That's a true story too. So after that happened, or in the middle of that, that's after he did that shit to my eye. So we was in summer school, and I'd whipped David Pointe. That one year I'd whipped David Pointe. Well, let's go back to the first fight ever. That was Britt. Or the second fight was Britt. Because you said the first fight, and go back to the second fight was Britt England. So I was failing in I was in Miss Morris's class. I was failing. And I had a bunch of zoo pictures. And for every animal zoo picture we brought in, we had a project thing we was doing. She'd give us extra points to make up because she didn't want to see the kids fail. I was failing. And I just remembered, I was like, oh my God, yeah. I'd been to the zoo. I had all these cool pictures and shit. And you remember those little little things, those little flimsy things you could put them in? Little book-like little thing. So we're on the bus. It's raining that morning. We get on the bus, and when everybody's wet and stuff from the mud, the bus is muddy and shit. You know what I'm talking about, right, Brad?
Mm-hmm.
I like
So-
your banner, Brad.
So anyways, we're sitting there and I'm showing the pictures to the kids and stuff. Everybody's laughing. Oh yeah, man, are you gonna pass? You gonna do this? I felt so good, man. And then Brad's like, hey, Britt's like, let me see him, Ernie. Let me see him, Mac. He said, Mac, let me see him, Mac. And he got him. He's looking at him. He's like, that's good, man. I like it. And he just started shaking them, throwing them everywhere. And he's all over the mud. And then my mamma's picture, when he passed away, I had a picture of me and her. And he takes that picture and he grabs it. And he's like, who's this ugly bitch? And he rips it. And he throws it in the mud.
What about all the fights that you got beat up on and your mom took Shelby over to beat up the guys that beat you up?
Did Shelby tell you that?
Yeah.
Never happened, Lisa.
Oh, I'm
Never
sure
happened.
it did.
Never happened, Lisa. No, never happened. You're listening to a liar, and you're in love with that liar.
You're
and that's
a
where
liar.
that's where your brain is at. I made common sense. You're the one that says they welded a fucking jail door together that Shelby told you, which can't happen. That's under the oh my God, the Department of Corrections. You're foolish. You're stupid. You're ignorant. You're an imbecile. You're incompetent.
Okay, Ernie.
You think you're smart? You're not.
Listen, I got a question. Everybody says be a little bit more respectful. You and Lisa hate each other, so I figured y'all just sit up and
How do you be respectful to something that's so stupid? It's an insult for me to be up here with that thing. She's ignorant. She's ignorant. I mean, let me ask you. Let's put it to a vote, Brad. Everybody in the chat, how many think that Shelby Shell was truthful when he told Lisa Kay that they welded his prison or his jail door shut, and he was scared because he might have a heart attack that they couldn't get help to him? What sort of bullshit are you on, Lisa? Take a vote. Take a vote. I don't have to do shit now. We know. Let's take things that never happened for $50,000, Lisa.
I got you, flight nurse.
You're a liar, Ernie.
Lisa, do you really think that happened?
Yeah.
You really think they welded his door shut in jail?
You're the one that says all these terrible things that he does.
Lisa, he told you, not me. I didn't know shit about it. As a matter of fact, when you said it, I was sitting here like what in the hell?
Okay, Ernie, I sent you something.
What is that?
Or you or Lisa, either one can play it. Hang on. Let me send it to Lisa.
I can't play it, but that's the trial of Shelby Shell.
Marcella, do you think that making inmates drink their own
This
pee
is the contraband. This is where
against
Shelby went to court with the
legal
contraband.
standards? Because that happened.
Hey, actually, Brad, can you email that to me? I can play it on my tablet.
You already read it.
Actually, hey, Brad, I tell you what I can do. I can mute out. You can send me the link.
Oh, I can send it to my computer and play it.
Yeah, what do the
let's do that.
locals
Let's
say
do that.
about Ernie? What do the locals say about Ernie?
Nothing more than I thought he was still doing that bounty hunting. I thought he's some kind of wrestler. Or where's he been?
He's been in jail. He's been in jail.
Truthfully, I mean, when I was out talking cash shit about Ernie to everybody, that's what they'd say. When I'd be out roasting Ernie to people for they would, where's he at? I thought he was a bounty hunter now. I thought he was some kind of fighter or something. That's what the people say.
So, you said you could play it on your laptop? I'd like to hear that. I never heard that, Brad. Is that the court? Is that the court, the official court?
I think so.
Well, Lisa, you might want to stay to this.
He did twist her dar. Ernie just read how he had a lawsuit against him.
And it was dropped.
You don't believe that they made the inmates drink their pee either. That's a lawsuit. That's a
Who
famous
did
lawsuit.
that now?
Wait
What
a
are
minute,
you
wait a
talking-
minute, Brad.
what
Did
are
the
you-
That's
did the
it.
wait a
That's
minute, no, wait a
at
minute, Brad.
Eastern.
Did the
If they
correction
have a-
officers make the inmates drink pee?
Can you shut up
Inmates
a minute?
drink their own pee.
That's at
Inmates-
Eastern. If they have a positive drug test, they can choose either to get tased or drink their own pee. It's a huge lawsuit. It's a huge, famous lawsuit.
I've never heard that personally. I swear to God on the Holy Bible, I've never heard that. If that now, you never know about some of them fucking guards are fucked up, though. But I've never heard that.
Oh fuck!
Ernie, you're
Oh shit!
okay. I can post receipts for that too. You don't
never post
believe
receipts for
anything.
nothing. I
You
don't
don't
believe
believe
Here
Here it is. Right
anything.
here's the court date. Let's watch this. Hush your mouth.
I want to know more about that because I
Oh,
know
I can believe it.
inmates-
I can believe it.
I do know inmates that drink their own pee if they're dope sick.
Yeah, I do know that. I mean, that's common fucking shit, people do.
Hey, Wings. I'll post that lawsuit right
Lisa,
after we get done.
Let's listen to the court about Shelby Shell and the
I've
contraband.
watched it. Everybody's seen it. It's been played on YouTube.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Or Jonathan Lee.
When's your trial in Arkansas, Ernie? Ernie? Ernie?
Thank you. Call your first witness.
I'm going to call Derek Moore.
You raise your right hand, please, to be sworn. Do you swear or solemnly? Do you swear or solemnly affirm that the answers you will give to questions asked to you will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? I do. Thank you. Be seated.
Please state your full name.
Derek Anthony Moore.
Mr. Moore, how are you employed?
I'm Administrative Sergeant of the Harlan County Detention Center.
How long have you been an employee of the Harlan County Detention Center?
October of this year will make 5 years.
And you say you're Administrative Sergeant?
Correct.
What would your primary job or responsibilities be?
I have many. I'm a jail administrator. To do with this case, I was the officer who was put in charge of the investigation and the gathering of facts for this situation.
Now, are you, just in general, are you familiar with the defendant in this case, Mr. Shelby Shell?
I am.
And how are you familiar with him?
He's been incarcerated during this period in our facility since March of last year.
Now, specifically, was Mr. Shelby Shell an inmate on October 17, 2013?
He was.
And you were employed there at that time, October 17th?
I was.
Were you part of an investigation that would have occurred in that month, October of 2013, that involved Mr. Shell?
Yes.
And if you would tell the jury how the investigation of Mr. Shell, how that came about?
Okay. Our shifts run in 12-hour shifts for those who work on the floor, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. There's a lot that goes on between the transition of shifts. So during the transition of shift from night to morning, one of our deputies who was assigned to the control room, who has observation of the entire facility, camera point of view of every single cell, had noticed that inmate Shelby Shell, inside of his isolation cell, where he is housed alone and had been for 2 months, had some sort of suspicious activity inside the shower. Because of the transition of the shifts, she didn't have time to investigate, so she reported this to the shift supervisor who came in at 8 a.m., who was Lieutenant Dan Howard.
Karate Dan.
Lieutenant Howard listened to what the deputy had to say, called the jailer, Kurt Stellard, over our facility phones, gave him the information that I just mentioned, and asked the jailer how to proceed. The jailer instructed Lieutenant Howard, as soon as there was a gap in activity.
Hold it. I just approach the bench.
As a small business owner, you need a tech service that lets you focus on your business.
Pause it right there, Brad. Pause it. Okay. In the shower. So it was suspicious activities in the shower, right?
Yeah, they claimed he climbed up the wall and pulled down some metal piece or something.
Okay. So go ahead, Brad. I was trying to get that thing.
Yeah, you were trying to make it look like he did some.
No, that comes later, Lisa.
Once the report was received of the activity at night, what was decided would be done at the jail that morning?
Lieutenant Howard contacted the jailer. The jailer issued.
Well, I just, without telling us what other people said, the question is, what did you decide was going to be done?
A cell search.
Okay, now in general, as a matter of standard procedure, when, if ever, do you search inmate cells?
We search inmate cells at a staggered pace because if we do it at a scheduled time, the inmates will have knowledge of it and prepare for it.
Is there any kind of frequency that you would normally search inmate cells?
Isolation cells, whenever the inmates are not in there when they take showers, we scan them on a regular basis, especially the cell that inmate Shell was in at the time.
Okay, and so not just for Shelby's Shell, but for every inmate in the Harlan County Detention Center, is it fair to say that a search is going to occur with some frequency?
Absolutely.
Okay, now, you mentioned video. Was the cell where Shelby Shell lived alone, was that under video surveillance?
It was under video surveillance.
Okay, now, from the videos, did somebody just watch a camera? Does the surveillance happen?
Inside the control room operator has 3 screens where the entire jail activity is broken up, 16 cameras per screen, and the third screen is for, in case there's something going on, you can visualize and pull it up on the main screen by itself. So that's how the activity was seen.
Okay, now this video, and now let's concentrate on the personal cell of Shelby Shell. This video, can you see every square inch of the cell from this video surveillance?
You cannot.
What can you not see?
I would say an 85% of the inside of the shower area, inside the shower.
Gotta give them a little room to jack off. Not being funny.
For Shelby Shell individually, was there surveillance at this time, October 2013, was it constant?
Yes, the cameras ran 24 hours a day.
The cameras ran, but do you know if someone actually focuses on him 24 hours a day?
It'd be impossible. Our jail holds, as of today, 211. Our capacity is 224.
Okay, what about audio? I believe the defense counsel mentioned audio of what goes on inside the cell.
There is no audio recording. There is a button where they can be depressed and signal the person in the control room in case of distress or emergency. And when that's depressed and the control operator activates that button to work, there is a speaker that was accessible at that time. But it was not recorded.
Okay. Now, after the determination was made that perhaps there's some suspicious activity, did a search occur?
The search did occur.
Do you know, or can you tell the jury who all was involved in that search?
Certainly. Lieutenant Dan Howard,
One of the
assisted by
best.
Deputy Brad Lawson, conducted a strip search of inmate Shell inside the shower room.
Brad's a dumbass.
And then it was initialized for Deputy Brad Lawson, Deputy Morgan Lee, and Deputy Michael Goodman, overseen by Lieutenant Dan Howard, to search the cell. So there's 3 deputies, 1 lieutenant.
Okay, and can you tell the jury what each person did during the search in terms of, did they have different areas? So what area and what did they do?
They did. We tried to come up with a game plan because there was mention of sufficient activity in the shower room. Our Deputy Morgan Lee specifically went to the shower area. Brad Lawson went to the sink and toilet area, and Michael Goodman went to the metal bunk area of the cell.
Watch what salt does to blood pressure. See this branch of arteries right here? The Mayo Clinic calls it the left anterior descending artery. I call it
Jimmy from the Bayou.
And if you would tell the jury what was uncovered during the search by Lee, Goodman, and Lawson. Lieutenant Howard, please.
Deputy Lee testified to me that as soon as he entered the cell and went towards the shower area, he noticed, and it's not really a shower rod, it's a track that's attached to the ceiling. He noticed that track had been tampered with and saw an end of it broken off. So he retrieved a ladder and inspected further, and then was directed to take that track down from the ceiling completely, which took effort. Brad Lawson went to the sink toilet area with gloves. He searched under and around the entire area. When he felt inside of the rim of the metal toilet, now this is not like a porcelain toilet, it's metal. So there is an encasing underneath the rim. When the deputy felt underneath, he felt an object. It was adhered there. He pulled it out and found a piece of metal with the black putty adhering it to the inside of the rim. Deputy Goodman went to the bunk, lifted the mat, and found what we refer to as the rope and the other contraband underneath the mat. The rope was found inside of the right tennis shoe of Shell there beside of the bunk, found by Michael Goodman.
Now, the things that you have just described, the track that was taken down, the piece of rope, the metal piece, and you said another piece of contraband. What was done with those things?
The deputies handed them over to Lieutenant Howard, who in return walked directly to the jailer, Chris Stallard. They were bagged and put inside of a filing cabinet as evidence. The only step that I skipped is I took photographs as they were being bagged.
Okay. So you actually took photographs of that?
I did.
And to the best of your knowledge, did each of these things recovered from Shelby Shell's cell, did they remain in that locked filing cabinet?
Absolutely.
Did you retrieve?
I got to pause it. I got a very important message. Give me 10 seconds.
Where's Ernie in somebody's chat? Is Katie live?
I don't know. Did he leave? Now there he is. My computer has arrived. I can get it tonight or I can get it tomorrow.
You're cooking. Hey, you're cooking now, bud.
At any time, those items from that filing cabinet?
No.
Okay. What about this morning?
This morning, I asked the jailer if I could have them to present to court. He opened the filing cabinet in my presence, handed them over to me.
Okay. And so, did you actually bring those items to court today?
Those items are present here today.
Okay. Now, I'm going to show you a couple of items, and I'm going to ask you if you can identify those. First, I'm going to show you what I previously marked, or what the clerk has previously marked as Commonwealth Exhibit number 1.
That's probably a better view. It won't let me zoom in. Did Lisa leave?
Let's see what those items are.
You can identify what that is.
This is the 3.5 foot length of what we described as rope found inside of P2 inmate Shell's isolation cell.
Okay, and exactly where was what's in this bag marked as Commonwealth 1? Exactly where was that found?
That was inside of the right tennis shoe adjacent to the metal bunk that Michael Goodman searched.
Okay. Now, I'm going to show you what I've marked as Commonwealth Exhibit number 2. Now, I ask if you recognize what is contained in this bag to number 1. There is writing on this bag. Is that your handwriting?
That is my handwriting.
Okay, and can you just tell me what the handwriting on this bag says?
The handwriting says 10-17-13 M.H. Shelby Shell, isolation cell P2, 3 foot by 5 inch length rope.
Okay. This Commonwealth Exhibit 1 that you identified as rope, do you recognize the material of this?
If it were my professional guess, it could be from a t-shirt.
Okay. Now, what we've marked as Commonwealth Exhibit number 2, handwriting on the bag. Is that your handwriting?
That is my handwriting.
Okay, and first of all, tell the jury what's in this bag, if you recognize it.
May I pick it up, please?
Yes.
Here we have almost exactly 6-inch piece of track.
Yeah.
Filed down to a sharp point on the side, and it being beveled here on the end anyway.
Good fucking news.
This is the black putty that was attached to the flat side. You can see the indentation of the railing there on the putty. Also, we're trained by Kentucky Department of Corrections to, if you find something that appears to be a shank, to also identify a handle so it doesn't damage a hand if it's ever used.
Yep.
We identified this as the handle made for this, what we define as a shank. It's made out of cardboard, tied with string either from a sock or from a t-shirt.
Okay. Is cardboard available in an inmate cell?
No, milk cartons mainly. They receive milk cartons in the morning for their breakfast intake, and sometimes they do get the cardboard bias when they finish drinking it. They can flatten it out, and it's easy to hide.
Oh shit,
Okay,
Derek.
can you describe it's actually
He made a gun out of milk cartons.
All day long.
do you have putty at the jail, in the cell?
We have putty throughout the jail. Putty's
They ain't talking about the gun, Lisa, dumbass.
black. It's made for insulation purposes. The showers inside of isolation cell P2 is stainless steel.
People get that putty and make big old balls and everything with it.
Hey, Brad, tell her they're not talking about the gun yet.
So that water would not escape the actual stainless steel and run down the walls and cause
Hang on here, I did something crazy.
permanent water damage to the building. It's throughout the whole jail, though.
Okay, so that's Commonwealth 1, Commonwealth 2. I now want to show you what we've marked as Commonwealth.
This is from Sleuth Hound.
Tell me about this. You recognize this too?
I do.
Okay. Did you put something into this tube?
I placed item 3 inside of that tube.
Okay, if you will take that out and tell us what it is.
Here comes the snow, Ashley.
This is a piece of aluminum track that was attached to isolation cell P2 to the ceiling.
Wind's blowing through
These
the
are the markings
windows.
where it was screwed into the ceiling. And this is where Deputy Warden Lee walked in and initially saw that this had been broken off. And if you line these two pieces, you can see the break mark is consistent with one another.
Okay, so you get the gray mark here is consistent with with this part of Commonwealth number 2?
Correct.
Okay. If this bag is opened, does this middle piece slide out of what you described as the handle?
It does.
So you can actually line that up? I mean, something from the jury could.
Hey, Brad,
Okay.
I can do that now if you'd like me to.
Yeah.
can you drop the link?
For who?
Yeah.
If you could drop the link, I'd appreciate it. Drop the link and drop the link in chat. Thank you. I appreciate that. Drop the link in chat. Got something for you, Lisa. Drop the link in chat. Pause that for a second there, Brad, please. This is an ongoing thing. Go ahead. Drop the link and bring that person up that comes up. It's
I just see us 3.
well, they're gonna come up here in a second. They're coming up right now.
That fucking wind's blowing so hard, it's blowing those
So
leaves up.
everybody get your clip channels ready. Everybody get everything ready. Brad, this is a great show, man. I mean, you got a lot of people watching you right now. You got the interest of the people. That's good.
Let's talk about your criminal career.
I'm not the one on charge here. So go ahead and bring that person up when they show up.
He's admitted all this. This
Have they
is
showed
old
up?
stuff.
Oh, there we go. Here we go. There we go. I'll mute out.
Brad. Hey, Brad.
Yep.
How are you, bud?
What's going on?
I was just kind of, watching, seeing what was going on. Lisa, don't laugh. Like, I'm not up here to be an asshole. But I do got a couple questions. You had said a few things to me or something, like to get moved from like pod to pod, they had to like accuse each other of like rape or something, like, and that's why he was never found guilty of those rapes that you guys are talking about up here, because that's just like they were just accusations to kind of get each other moved around within
Yeah,
the
I
prison.
remember that. Yeah,
What was that?
that's common.
Is it?
If you get
Yes,
moved from one cell to another, you got to go to the hoe for a week. For that right there, you still have you're taking one life out of your.
That's not what she's saying, Brad. She's saying the other inmates would accuse each other of rape. That would never happen in jail or prison.
Well, that fucking happens all the time. Are you kidding?
If you
purposely, that would never happen on purposely, Lisa. You would never want to be put that name on you.
I mean, now hang
He
on,
didn't.
Ernie.
He didn't put it on himself. What are you talking about?
Somebody else put it on him, didn't they?
You never know what somebody might do in prison. That could happen if somebody wanted somebody moved bad enough, or somebody wanted moved bad enough.
Correct, Brad. That's the way I understand.
That, I mean, you never know what plans somebody might have to get moved somewhere to get hurt somebody, or get somebody that busted them, or
to move somebody to.
That's a common thing.
It could go both ways, not only to protect somebody, but to also move a certain person to hurt somebody too.
or
right?
for dope. But up here, if you do that, if you leave a cell, if I say I gotta leave this cell because somebody's going to do that to me, then that means I got to sit in the hole for a week before I go to another cell.
And that cell is going to be protection cell.
But once you get out of there, you're protected on the other side because of X, Y, and Z or something. Maybe
you don't not necessarily.
You're going to go to if you say something to somebody to get out of a cell, you check out or whatever. You're going to PC.
No, not necessarily.
Well, Madison it is. Anywhere.
If you check out in Harlan, you're just checking out.
It depends. Every situation's different.
Yeah, it depends on what you've done and why you're checking out.
And then once that person's moved, they go through court and they're like, I ain't talking, I don't care, whatever. And then that person's not found guilty, so whatever. But they were still moved, within their system. So they got what they wanted, needed, and they didn't get charged. So it works out all the way around, it's just kind of fucked up, weird stuff.
So, in this case here, what they're talking about right now is the shank. It's 6 inches, right?
He admitted he had all that stuff, the rope and the gun.
Now let's listen to the rest of it. No, they're going to talk about the rest of it, Lisa. That's what I want to hear. Can we listen to the rest of it, Brad?
Well, if you don't mind.
Oh yeah, it is Flightners. You can find articles on it.
The secret's out. Smart homeowners are securing their family with a modern type of life insurance that you don't have to die to.
You can see on both ends it was filed down. You can see the markings there where it was filed down. If you look at both sides, the track and the material is consistent with one another. Just been filed on both ends.
What kind of floor does the cell of Shelby Shell and I mean the cell he lived in October 2013, what kind of floor is in that cell?
The floor is concrete.
Okay. And is there any type of furniture, what other types of things are in that sale besides, I mean, you talked about the shower, of course there's a toilet, that's where that was done. What else is in there?
There's a metal bunk attached to the floor, and also there is a metal table and a metal small seat adjacent to the table attached to the wall.
Okay. Now, if you could, if you'll just put 3 back into 3's 2 there. Well, if we can, I'll turn over here as the individuals come on to the bench. So I'm just going to turn this over to you.
What was the third thing I was going to post? I don't remember.
You did the investigation. Once your investigation was complete, did you make a report?
I did.
Hey, Brad, bring that up to be the only screen. That way it's bigger.
Huh?
Make that the only one, your layout. Make that show the where it's real big.
All right.
Somebody tell me what the third thing I was going to post is. I don't remember. Are you going to private this, Brad?
Why would I private it?
Oh, I know what it was. It was the drinking the pee. It was the drinking the pee. Yeah, the stabbing was the first thing.
Like,
The
you know what I'm
Jimbo
talking about,
thing
Brad?
was next,
Yeah,
and
Where
then
you
the,
could bring it where you're the only one on the screen, like we did a while ago when you brought it up there. You almost got it.
Well, now it's not got me.
I'm gonna jump down, but before I do, wasn't there some other things too on like lots of things on Jimbo that you had, like
yeah.
being the getaway driver, like all that? Why didn't you show all that stuff?
No, Ernie was the getaway driver in the house
Or
fire.
what? I got.
No, I'm sorry, I was not.
Getaway driver for
You
what?
told everybody in your family you were. You told Zach.
No, I never. No, I didn't talk to Zach.
Hold on. The screenshot I got, you said that Jimbo was a getaway driver. You said, what kind of trouble would I be in if I posted that Jimbo was the getaway driver of, and then
No, that was something else.
for the rest? Huh?
That was something else.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Post that shit. I mean, what's it gonna hurt? You know.
Yeah, Brad. If you touch your screen, it's got little arrows. It makes it bigger. You see what I'm talking about? If you touch it,
You be able to touch your own name, like your bubble.
yeah, touch your own name, and it's going to make an arrow. See it? It makes it bigger.
Yeah, let's play Ernie's court appearance when we get done. How he said he had to take care of his mom. How he said he was in the military.
You guys have a good one. Thanks.
Hey, thank you, Liz. Appreciate it.
Go to layout.
Yeah, no. On the screen where you see your little deal, touch your screen there. Click your screen. There's going to be an arrow. It makes it bigger.
Yeah, Jimbo was in Florida or
There
something.
you go. There you go. Yeah,
He
there
was
you
out
go.
of town.
Fucking perfect. Let's play it.
Incident report that's what Dan Howard had done. I reported to Kentucky Department of Corrections on 10/21/13. So from the 17th to the 21st, that was how long my initial investigation to completion took. I did an extraordinary occurrence form for Kentucky Department of Corrections, along with photographs of the contraband, and turned that into Kentucky Department of Corrections.
And you took the photographs that you attached to the report, you took those yourself?
Emailed them.
No. I'm saying you're actually the photographer for those pictures?
I was the photographer.
Okay, so you prepared a form for the Department of Corrections. You included something prepared for you by Lieutenant Dan Howard?
Correct.
Okay, and the photographs?
Correct.
Let me show you. First, let me ask the clerk to mark this as, come look, this is exhibit number 4. Okay. Is this the report that you just described?
It is.
Okay. The top page, that is, you said you prepared some type of form.
This is a standard form for Kentucky Department of Corrections on extraordinary occurrences.
Extraordinary occurrence. Okay. Page 2. What's page 2?
This is the initial incident report saved on
Right.
jail tracker, our jail system that we use to track everything that happens, that we document.
That's right, Lip.
Lieutenant Dan Howard.
And the following pages that completes the report, tell me what, they're photographs, correct?
They are photographs, yes.
Good.
Yes.
Just tell us what's in each photograph.
The metal item found inside the rim of the toilet we define as a shank, sharpened. The handle for the shank. The rope length made of t-shirt. What we project to be a toy gun. And also Exhibit 3 that I just presented, which was the actual track.
A toy gun. A toy gun. Did you hear that, Ernie?
And then the
Did you hear that, Ernie?
items together in one photograph.
Ernie?
Okay. Now,
He might have had to pay.
that these things were found, Mr. Shell definitely was an inmate at the Harlan County Detention Center.
He was.
Did any other inmate have access to Mr. Shell's cell at that time in October 2013?
No.
And this is the detention center. It's in Harlan County, Kentucky, correct?
Correct.
Yesterday, my husband fucked me for 3 hours straight.
A toy gun, Ernie. Did you hear that? Flip it. I know what you want Brad to play. Why don't we just skip to that?
Commonwealth Exhibit 3. Now, there was something else found in the cell, correct?
There were a few other items.
Okay.
No, vodka. That's not.
Okay.
No.
I think I marked. Okay. Then that would be Commonwealth Exhibit 5.
Yeah.
Did you just package the remainder of what you found together?
The jailer did in my presence, yes.
Okay. Well, we'll mark this as Commonwealth Exhibit number 5. I'll ask you to open it up and just tell us.
Sure.
Recognize this?
I do. You'd like me to open the bag? This is the item referred to as the toy gun.
Damn.
We have our own theories, but it's made of cardboard, straight from either sock or t-shirt, and it's filled with plastic spoons that Mr. Shell was supposed to turn in at the time. On both ends, wrapped with saran wrap that certain items they get for breakfast are wrapped in, and the black putty, you can see where he started to adhere the black putty that he had retrieved on the handle of the gun.
Ah, damn.
What kind of spoons are they?
They're plastic spoons.
How does an inmate get that?
They're given during meals, and in isolation cell where inmate Shell was, they're taken back after the meal. It's something he's not allowed to have past the eating of that meal.
Okay, and specifically, where was that found?
This was found under the mattress on the middle bunk.
You could have stabbed somebody with a plastic spoon?
No, they use that as ammunition, and that's what they use.
You can
He
build
said a toy gun, Ernie. A toy gun.
No, that is a usable gun. That's what they make in prison. I showed the pictures of it.
Maybe you made it in prison.
How it works.
That's
He
the
said
first.
a toy gun made out of milk cartons.
No, well, whatever. It's made out of
I ain't
cardboard.
never seen one of them in no Harlan County Detention Center. Besides,
No, I ain't either.
That's pretty crazy right there.
That right there gets you a lot of time. Lisa don't understand the magnitude of it. That's why she thinks toy gun. She hears it. That's what they automatically call it in jail.
He said toy gun.
You're not allowed to have no gun, dumbass.
You can rob a store with a toy gun. I mean, if somebody don't know the difference, but that right there looks, I mean, like a. That's craziness right there. Shelby's a wild man. But
yep. Let's keep on going. Let's go into the other part of it, Brad.
Who's he going to hold up in prison?
He held up 3 guards, 2 of them dead.
He had what we would call a toy knife, which was our toothpaste packets. The inmates' toothpaste come in packets. The inside,
Arts and crafts.
metallic globe. This was wrapped around this spoon to give the appearance of a toy, and it was bent to give the sharp edge of a knife. We have our own professional theories on this as well.
Okay, and what else is in the back?
Just everything else that we retrieved from the search, which is more packets and other pieces of cardboard that had been manipulated.
Okay, now you said that Shelby Shell was not supposed to have these things.
No.
So, but they're given to him, correct?
They are.
And then what happens? Well, just after an inmate is given any of these things, a toothpaste packet, a spoon, what's supposed to happen?
When deputies come back to receive the materials after they eat, a lot of times in isolation, items like a spoon get by the deputies. So he had hoarded these up, as we would say.
Okay. And everything that you've shown us in the Commonwealth's exhibits report,
Vodka.
Shelby Shell.
Correct.
And he had lived there how long?
From the day of the search, right at 2 months, he had been in this cell alone.
Did anybody other than jail personnel have access to that?
No one other than jail personnel.
Okay. And as for the report, Commonwealth's Exhibit 4, we moved to admit that.
Yes, approach the bench.
My wife said, if you win, we'll fly to Asia. If I win, we'll fly to Paris. I bet you won't get toned with just Tai Chi walking before Christmas.
The report was prepared by Lieutenant Howard, or was prepared by this officer? I didn't get that.
It was prepared by him. It includes the one-page incident report by Dan Howard, who will testify.
Okay, that's our only objection, was to make Lieutenant Howard testify.
Exhibits 1 through 4 will be admitted. One through 5. That's fine.
Yeah, Misty.
Yes.
Okay. And I have no further questions for this witness at this time.
Well, would you prefer to go now, or would you prefer to break for lunch at this time? Lunch sounds pretty nice to me. I don't know. Okay. Okay, we'll do that. I would suggest coming back at 1 o'clock. That's almost an hour and 55 minutes. Excuse me. While you're at lunch, don't discuss the case among yourselves or allow anyone else to discuss it with you. Don't read any accounts. Don't expose yourself in any way to any information concerning the trial other than what's going on here. Don't reach any conclusions at this point. Wait to hear all the evidence and arguments. If anyone attempts to discuss the matter with you, report it to the court when you come back.
Yeah, Matt, he's not a felon, so.
You're excused until 1 o'clock. All right.
Amazingly. No, that's right, Melissa.
What are they doing now?
It's a lunch break. You got to fast forward it.
Okay, court's at recess until
So, there it is.
Huh. I know what you want played. Go ahead. Skip forward.
this mic doesn't pick up everything, and if you can't hear it, let us know, even if I'm looking that way, okay?
I'll look over every once in a while, just give you some kind of signal if you can't hear. Or if you need a break sometime too.
Horny Henry.
Officer Moore? Yes. So when we looked up, there is in fact a camera in Shelby's cell. There is. And Shelby's cell is about, would you say, 10 by 7? I don't have the exact dimensions, but more or less. More or less. And you said that there's a bunk in there, correct? Correct. And there's a table and a chair, correct? Well, the seat is inside the wall, just like the table. And those are more or less just metal platforms. Correct. And besides that, there's nothing else in the cell. A metal sink and toilet. Metal sink and toilet. Okay. The piece of metal that was in the shower, that was at the top of the shower? It was on the top of the ceiling over the shower. So what is that, like 12 feet high? Between 10 and 12 feet. And you said that you needed to bring in a ladder to climb up and get the rest of it off? For our deputies to do it safely, yes. You needed the ladder? Yes. Okay. And you said it was difficult to get off. Does that mean that you needed tools? The remaining piece was difficult to take off, but the deputy actually removed it by hand. Okay. But it wasn't easy even with a ladder? The piece that was remaining, he did take off by hand. Okay. And I guess you said they saw something on camera the night shift, correct? Correct. And told the morning manager. Correct. And then you searched it that day? At 1:37 p.m. is the time that was logged when the search began. Okay, so not even a full day went by from when you saw something and then you searched? Correct. The most available time is after lunch. So when lunch was served, between 11 and 12, which means trays are passed and retrieved, the time after that will be the most available time to do a search. Okay. And that cell P2, it's got a door and then a slot in the door. Is that correct? Correct. So you can pass things to Shelby through the slot in the door. Things can be passed, correct. And then pass them back. So correct. For example, if you gave him a spoon, you could give him a spoon. And then
Does Ernie want you to play this to
can be passed back the other way
deflect from?
And so you guys can keep track of exactly what goes in the cell. We can.
Repeat that.
Is Ernie want you to play this to deflect from his whatever he's remembering?
First off, Lisa, I'm not the one that got it. I'm not the one that put it up to Brad. Sorry, wrong person.
I was wanting to go back in time with Ernie and talk
Yeah, what happened to that?
way back in time, and we got off on this trial and got way off subject. I was wanting to go way back in time, but
Yeah, sweet Melissa. Yeah, you can tell that was so staged.
What was staged?
Ronnie King's murder. They moved furniture into different rooms, and it was weird. Everything was moved around.
So everybody says Ernie was involved. How? If Ernie was involved, tell me how.
I don't think he was, but I think he went back to help clean up. Why did he say I didn't go back? Why did he talk about the fingerprints on the blinds? Why did he say Ronnie King was on the bed and he acted out how he had his hands behind his head? How would Ernie know?
That's the way Shelby said. That's what Shelby told me.
Oh, Shelby didn't tell you that.
And like Shelby told you that he was welded in his cell. That makes sense, right?
Ernie, everybody knows you're a liar.
And everybody's seeing that you're a liar in real life, in reality, Lisa. Or you're just stupid, which one you want to call it.
Didn't Constance play where you said that when you start calling people names, you lose your argument? Yeah.
I don't care about it. I'm telling the truth right now. You're a fucking idiot.
Well, Ernie, I want to get off this subject of every little detail about this crime and get back into where
Well,
we.
I mean, we can, Brad, but I would like to hear what Derek Morris says at Shelby when he says the unspeakable things that Shelby says and does.
Oh, okay. So you want me to keep playing this?
Well, I want you to, I want you to play the part that I've never seen this. I've never got to see this. I love this. This is awesome to me. I want to see the part where he says Shelby done unspeakable things to other inmates. If he does, that's what I want to see.
Does anybody know what the timestamp is?
Why did Ernie not want Shelby to get a new trial because the fingerprints and
I don't
DNA
give
would
a
come in?
fuck about Shelby getting a new trial. I have nothing to do with any of it. Okay, I don't care. I don't care, Lisa.
You said the fingerprints and DNA would come in, and you didn't want that.
Well, they will. They will come in, and they'll be able to use them instead of it being excluded out. Go ahead.
His fingerprints weren't in there.
Yeah, so that's a specific responsibility of a person, but it is. Okay. Not to have, but there are certain times you can't have it. So, like his Mac,
I'm not sure if that happened during this time period before the search.
Hey, Brad, you got to show it on screen, man. It ain't showing. It's showing me.
Oh yeah, my bad. Sorry about that. Well, yeah.
Yeah, just find out. You have to put it up big and then touch it and make it blow up. I'd like to see it. I ain't never seen it before.
It's been all over YouTube.
I've never seen it. Never paid attention to it.
Motion presented before we began today.
Okay. Fair enough. With his, I guess, current, as he is right now, he keeps his legal documents outside of the cell. Is that correct?
Correct.
And those legal documents are bundled with rope, correct?
He has you streamed here currently to do so.
Okay. So that's a use for rope. It's the bundle of his legal documents.
A string. The rope that's presented as evidence is a series of strings braided together to create what we would define as a rope.
Okay. And Shelby's waist is about 32 waist.
I'm unsure.
Okay. And that rope is 3.5 feet long.
Correct.
So 3.5, that's 36 inches plus a bow. Could be used for a belt.
It could be used for a belt, or it could be used for other purposes as well.
That's what they use for a belt, is rope. His rope.
Belt inside of his cell.
That's a fact.
I've seen him incarcerated.
I ain't never used no rope in no jail cell
No.
up there.
You get your ass handed to you.
No, that's what they use for a belt. They don't give them a belt.
That is not what they. Anyway.
Hold on now. Hold on.
You've never been in prison.
I've never
Ernie,
done no
how would you know?
Harlan County ain't a prison, bitch.
Harlan County ain't a prison, and we do not get ropes in there for our to wear like that. Not even on work release. On work release, you wear a jumpsuit. No, you can't have no rope in there to wear around you nowhere. And I ain't done time since 2011 up here, but you know, that's just how it is. Same people, sir, basically.
Oh yeah, Mookie. He has to call names. That's all he got.
Himself being one to do the strip search. I initially just took the photographs and watched the jailer lock them in the filing cabinet. My report began from that point to the 21st, where I turned in the extraordinary occurrence form.
So you immediately documented stuff. Started documenting.
You have to put it more specific.
You filled out reports. You put it in writing what you found, what you did.
Dan Howard did in his jail track report, yes.
And that's important so that we know now what exactly you found, correct?
We logged in that report what we consider to be lethal or considerable contraband. You can search any inmate on any given day and find a spoon, a string, a piece of cardboard. Well, we wouldn't necessarily do a report unless we had considerable reason to think it was lethal, or could have more of a use that would be more detrimental to the safety of the jail.
There you go. Every prisoner has that. He just said that.
You didn't find any Any scratch marks on the floor that would indicate sharpening from a metal item? On concrete, you didn't take pictures of that, did you?
I did not take pictures of the floor, no.
No. And you didn't have any pictures of his hands where his hands were all bloody from ripping metal out from the ceiling?
That's an assumption that his hands have been bloody for ripping the piece off the metal.
But you didn't take any pictures of it, did you?
Of his hands, no. Lieutenant Howard and Deputy Brad Boston did a strip search, which means they look over his body and check his body cavities to make sure he's not hiding any contraband. So you would have to ask those deputies as far as the condition of his hands or body.
I'm just saying you didn't take any pictures of that, which you did take pictures of other things.
I took pictures of evidence that came from the search.
Okay. Thank you. Does it regularly take 5 people, I guess, you needed 5 people to search an area that is maybe as big as here to there?
It was 3 people.
That's a normal procedure, is to take 5 people along?
It's not normal procedure, but again, I can't go into detail as why the procedure would take place with Ernie Shell because of the motion filed before this trial.
And then,
I didn't derail this. Ernie did.
Right,
Ernie derailed it.
I do have the capability to pull up an active camera on a flat screen TV that's above my desktop. I'm able to pull up the entire jail as it's running currently at the time.
Do you have the ability to record that video?
On and off, we've had that ability since the jail has been in presence in Verda since 2007.
Since 2007, you've been able to record video?
For the most part, yes.
But during this time, there was no video recorded?
The explanation that I can give you why we don't have the recorded footage for Ernie Shell cell, there are a lot of surges that happen between Verda and the Everett area. And just like your regular equipment at home, we have problems with our laptops, our towers, our hot water heaters. For example, right now, we're having a crisis over hot water heaters because of the amount of surges that happen. Our jail has to maintain power, so power drops. There's a section of time there's no power, converts to generator. When we have to go back from generator to live power, there's a surge that happens again to generate back to regular power. So every time we have a surge, generally we have 2 on average, and they happen anywhere between 1 to 2 every week since I worked at the jail since 2009. So the DVRs that do the actual recording, we had a malfunction in them to where you could watch the camera in real time, but the DVR that actually held the recording had malfunctioned and no longer held the recording.
I call horse shit. I call horse shit on that.
Eyesight almost overnight.
I call horse shit on that. I've been in there when it goes to the generator, and you know it.
Had a consistent video recording device.
Define consistent.
I mean, twice a week it goes out.
That doesn't mean the DVRs malfunction twice a week.
It doesn't record twice a week.
I've got it. I've got the whole thing.
What I said is we have surges at least twice a week.
Rep's channel is gone.
Just like your machinery, electronics at home, they can malfunction